Bridesmaids. Bridesmaids is what brings us together
Together
today.
today.
All rise.
Well, my couch ain't standing up, no offense.
Marriage. Marriage is what brings us together today.
Welcome to Table Read Tuesdays. We're not doing The Princess Bride. We already did that. Today, we're doing the other princesses, the bridesmaids. But first, before we get started, we will introduce you to this wonderful bridal party. So first up, we have Angel Peterson.
I'm first.
You are.
I'm the bridesmaid. Annie.
Is that it?
Yep, that's all. That's all.
Okay.
I don't need to put anything more in.
Speech. Next, we have Petra Stedman.
Hello, Petra Stedman. Oh, doing several things, including the action read, the occasional fun buddy of Angel, and a few other characters, including the innocent newlywed, and I think that's it. Oh, no, I do play the bridal shop consultant, so this is going to be fun. All sides of it. Ooh, bring it on.
All sides. We're bringing it. All right, next we have Morgan Toll.
Hi, I'm Morgan Toll. As always, just really excited to be here.
Woo. All right, and we have Vicky.
Hi, I'm Vicky Dykes. I'm from Alberta, Canada. And like everyone else, I'm playing a list of characters.
Yes, a list that changed at the last minute. And so if we have a hesitation of, is that my character? Please, give us a little bit of a break. All right, and last, but definitely not least, we have Erin.
Hello, I am Erin, and tonight I'll be playing Lillian and Megan and Bryn and some other people.
Woo. All right, let's get this wedding started. Everybody's getting antsy. They want some food. They want to dance. So we'll share this script. And Petra, feel free to take us away.
Was written by a lot of talented people. I'm not reading all those. Okay.
Yeah.
Bridesmaids by Annie Mumolo and Kristen Wiig.
This is for educational purposes.
There you go. Fade in, exterior, upscale, modern home night. The ultimate bachelor pad. A Porsche is parked in front of it.
I'm so glad you called.
I'm so glad you were free.
I love your eyes.
Cut my balls.
Oh, okay. Yes. All right. I can do that.
Oh, there it is.
Such nice balls you have.
I think we broke Jacob. He just took off. Interior bedroom continuous. Annie Walker, mid-30s, is having sweaty sex with Ted. Handsome, 40s. In a series of close-ups and jump cuts, we see Annie in the middle of a very long and vigorous session.
Ooh, that feels good.
You know what to do.
I'm so glad I got to see you again.
Jump cut to see she's now bouncing on top of him.
Yes. Okay, wait, hold on. You and I are on different rhythms, I think.
But I want to go fast.
Oh, okay. Sure.
He bounces Annie.
I'm not bouncing.
I totally forgot. No, don't. No need for action. It's okay. we can try and avoid the mental picture. It's fine. Interior, clean, upscale, modern bathroom morning. Annie stands in front of a mirror in nice lingerie. She puts on lotion, makeup, brushes her hair, mascara, etc. She's getting ready to creep back into bed where Ted is still sleeping. She gets in and begins to position herself to show off her good parts. She coughs and nudges Ted to wake him up. Annie quickly pretends she's asleep, and he taps her.
I was having a nightmare. Morning.
Good morning. You look beautiful.
What? No, I'm sure I look terrible. I just woke up. I'm sure I'm a mess.
But you slept over.
I did.
It's just I thought we had a rule about that.
Oh.
I'm kidding.
Oh, that's funny. You're funny in the morning.
I like hanging out with you.
I love hanging out with you. I think we get along really well, and you're so sexy.
I know. Look, I just have a lot coming up at work, and I don't want to make promises I can't keep.
Well, we're on the same page. I'm not looking for a relationship right now either. Let's just say that. Whatever you want, I can do. I like simple. I'm not like the other girls who would be like, be my boyfriend. Unless you were like, yeah, then I'd be like, maybe.
They hug tightly and he kisses her deeply. Then he lets her go, stares at her. Wow, this is awkward. I really want you to leave, but I don't know how to say that without sounding like a dick.
Oh.
Annie stares. Awkward moment leading into exterior upscale modern home driveway morning. Annie does the walk of shame out of the house. She attempts to exit through the driveway gate, but it won't open. Tries to pull it open to fit through the crack, but can't. She sighs and starts to climb over the gate. As she's straddling the top, it starts to open. The housekeeper in her car with the clicker. Annie waves to her from the top of the morning gate. From the opening gate, mortified. Annie jumps down and runs to her car. An old neighbor getting his paper stares at this sad spectacle. His dog stares too. Silent judgment. I just know it. Exterior park day. A boot camp workout session is going on. Men and women are painfully following along. The instructor is yelling angrily at the class. Way in the background, we see two women peeking out from behind a tree. It is Annie and her best friend Lillian, mid-30s. They are taking his class without him knowing.
He scares me.
Me too.
But he's an excellent motivator.
Oh, that's true. Oh, shoot. He sees us.
From the distance, we hear the boot camp instructor yelling.
Hey, if you want to take this class, you're going to have to pay for it like the rest of these be.
Caught, Annie and Lillian pretend to randomly dance.
Oh, dancing in the park? You're not dancing in the park, freeloaders. I'm coming over there.
The women run off. Lillian yells back.
Sorry, Rodney, we're on a budget.
Interior, Joni's restaurant day.
It's only $12.
Annie and Lillian continue laughing as they sit in their workout clothes, casually picking food off each other's plates as they talk.
Oh, I'm so glad we get to do this. I feel like I haven't seen you in forever.
I know, I've been in Chicago a lot.
I know, sleeping at Dougie's house.
It's just closer to work.
How's it going with him anyway?
I don't know. It's fine, but I feel like he's been a bit distant lately. He keeps calling me dude a lot.
That doesn't mean anything. I think everything's fine.
I don't know. Anyway, what did you do last night?
What
did you do last night? You're not telling me something.
I hung out with Ted for a little bit.
I knew it.
We had fun. It was fun.
Here's what I don't like about it. You hate yourself after you see him every time, and then we go through this and you feel like shit, and it's almost like you're doing it because you feel bad about yourself.
Oh, he called me late and we hung out. It wasn't a big deal. And it was fun.
Ew, you had sex with him?
Oh, we had an adult sleepover.
Oh, did you let him sleep over in your mouth, Annie?
I'm sorry. He kept putting it near my face.
They do that.
Let us offer. Like, if we don't offer,
you're supposed to just slap it away.
I couldn't. You don't want to look right at it. It's too aggressive. It's like that's my impression.
Those are the balls.
I'm trying to make it round, but I can't because I have elbows. So he's so hot though.
Look, I know you say he's cute and all that stuff, but it makes you feel like shit. You're a total catch, and any guy would be psyched to be your man. You should just make room for somebody who is nice to you.
Well, you know what? He's honest. He told me what we are, and we're just having fun, and I like that.
He also told you need dental work. He's an asshole.
I don't need dental work.
Oh, you're right.
And there's nothing wrong with my teeth.
Oh, you're so beautiful. Will you marry me?
Yes.
I love you.
I love you.
Muted. Petra.
Exterior Milwaukee street day. Annie and Lillian are walking in downtown Milwaukee.
I don't want to go to work today. Let's see how many times Terry. Oh, sorry.
No good.
Let's see how many times Terry has called me. Oh, only 15. You know what, Terry? I don't want to pick up your monkey lamps. Sorry.
Monkey lamps?
I can't wait to never work for a psychopath again.
Lillian notices Annie has stopped to stare at a closed-down bakery across the street. It's cool and unique, like the CBGBs of baked goods. Some of the letters have been removed, but we can see it used to say Cake Baby. Between the two words is a cool drawing of 1950s retro pinup-style woman with a cake tucked under her arm.
Oh, I'm sorry. I should have gone down Mason.
Well, I'm the genius that opened up a bakery during a recession.
They were good cakes, Annie.
Thank you.
Come on. Look away. Just look away.
Interior Cholodeki's Jewelry Store Day, a family-owned, outdated jewelry store in downtown Milwaukee. Annie stands at a counter talking to an excited Asian couple.
Do you have any idea of what style?
Oh, I don't know. What do you think, honey?
Whatever you want.
Look. Oh, look at how you guys are making this decision together. That's sweet. You guys love each other, huh? Oh, that's sweet. That will go away.
Angle on Annie's boss, Don, who's glaring at her from his desk, horrified.
You cannot trust anybody ever, especially someone you're in a relationship with, because they're living with you. You don't know who you're sleeping next to. It's scary. I mean, look at him. He might not even be Asian. It's scary. So, do you guys want to look at this engagement ring?
We're going to browse.
The couple turn and leave.
What was that about?
Nothing. They had to run. They had to go somewhere.
No wonder you're selling lifelong happiness. You're not telling everyone your problems and how your boyfriend left you and maybe marriage will work out. Annie, when you're selling an engagement ring, you have to represent lifelong happiness. Show me your life is eternal face.
Annie tries to make a pleasant face.
No, that's 2 years, 4 years tops. That's not eternal. Kalua, come over here, please.
Kalua, a very pretty African-American woman, walks over.
Sup, Don Don?
Ooh, you're so good at the nicknames. You don't need a nickname because Kalua is so delicious. Don't sue me for touching you. Can you show Annie your lovely eternal face?
Kalua beams in a sensual, ridiculous way. Dawn turns to Annie, who tries to mimic Kalua's face.
That looks like you're having menstrual cramps. Thank you so much, Kalua.
Kalua smiles and leaves.
Why can't you be more like Kalua?
I'm trying really hard here.
You've just got to try harder. The whole reason you got this job was because your mom was my sponsor in AA. I'm doing her a favor.
I understand.
In the background, a security guard is lounging against the displays behind the counter. Dawn turns to the guard before leaving to a back office.
Oscar, get back to work.
You shouldn't be behind the counter.
Interior, Annie's apartment, dusk. Annie walks into her crappy 2-bedroom apartment. A woman in her 20s, Bryn, sits on the couch watching TV.
Hey, Bryn.
Oh, hey, Ermi. Guess what happened to me today? I got a free tattoo.
You did what?
I couldn't believe it. The guy said, "Do you want a tattoo?"
Just some random guy.
Yeah, he opened up the side of his van and said, "It's for free." And I said, "Sure."
You said yes?
Yeah, look.
Bryn stands and lifts her shirt and pulls half her pants down to reveal an enormous tattoo of a giant Mexican worm that extends from her stomach around to her lower back. The back half is completely infected and scabbed with disgusting discharge leaking out.
Oh, God, Bryn, it looks awful.
It's a Mexican drinking worm. It's like a Native American symbol meaning wasted.
Gil enters from the bedroom smiling. He's wearing a short sleeve dress shirt and tie.
Gil? Who's Gil? Gil?
It is?
It got recast.
Vicky,
Vicky. Oh, sorry, Vicky.
as we were mentioning at the forefront.
Honey,
Hi. Have you seen your sister's tattoo? It's really infected.
maybe we'll get a bit of ice on it.
Yeah, maybe get some frozen peas on there.
Sure, can't hurt.
Bryn moves to the kitchen to get ice.
Just wanted a quick word. You know that tomorrow the rent is due? I was getting my check, and I wondered if I could get your check too.
Yes, I'm getting the money. It's been a little.
Behind Gil, Bryn has taken a bag of frozen peas out of the freezer and openly pours them down her back. They clatter onto the ground, going everywhere.
You're supposed to keep them in the bag. Put the bag on it.
Bryn gives her a thumbs up and goes back into the freezer.
So the check?
Yes.
Well, because it's kind of like a needing it today type sort of situation.
Annie stares at the smiling Gil. She doesn't have the check.
Yes. Okay. It's coming.
Annie escapes to her room. Gil turns and sees Bryn. He smiles warmly and chuckles. Cut to interior Lillian's apartment night. Ding dong. An excited Lillian opens the door to reveal Annie posing with bottles of wine and a stack of magazines.
Hurry up. Let me in. Your creepy neighbor invited me to his place to watch the news again.
Let me help you with those. Come in. Let me take your magazines. Welcome to the magazine and wine party.
Lillian excitedly takes the wine. Annie walks in confused by this. Lillian is practically skipping.
Have a seat. I'm very happy you're here because I want to eat an apple. Would you like some apples?
Lillian splays her hand, showing off a sparkling diamond engagement ring.
Lillian! What is that? What?
He asked me last night. That's why he's been acting so weird. I guess he's been planning it for like 2 months and he's not a good liar. And so if he felt like he was going to blow it, he would just stay away from me.
Oh my God. Lillian?
I know. I'm shocked, but I'm happy.
Oh my God. I just got hot.
Are you okay?
My pits are sweating. Oh, my stomach hurts. I don't know. I'm hot. Oh my God. Oh, what is happening?
I can't believe it.
Lil, you're getting married.
Annie hugs Lillian tightly. Lillian hugs her back, but it's a decidedly awkward moment as Annie hugs her way too long and hard, like Lillian's going off to war. They finally separate.
So you'll be my maid of honor.
Oh God, of course I will.
We will have so much fun. We can plan everything together.
Planning a wedding.
Are you sure you're up for it? I know it's a lot to ask and put on your plate. You're going through a tricky time. It's a lot to ask.
Stop. It's fine. And I'm more than happy to do it. It's not too much.
Lillian's cell phone rings and she smiles.
Can you hold that thought? It's my fiance calling. Hey, honey. Yeah.
Yay!
I just told Annie. Yeah, she's excited. Yeah, let me check. Annie, hold on. I'll be right back. I know, baby. I miss you too.
Lillian makes a goofy face at Annie and they both laugh joyously as Lillian runs out of the room. Annie is left laughing too hard by herself, freaking out inside. Interior, Annie's apartment night. Annie lays in bed looking at a photo of her and Lillian as kids. Interior, Walker House day. Close-up of Judy, Annie's mom, putting the finishing touches on a painting of Winona Judd.
Wow.
It's Winona Judd. Painting those giant bangs was a royal pain in my can, and the teeth nearly killed me. I should have painted her mouth shut.
Mom, you should hurry up. We're going to be late for the engagement party.
I forgot to tell you. I signed up to speak at AA tonight. I have to go. I forgot.
Mom, I keep telling you, you're not supposed to go to these things. You're not an alcoholic.
Only because I've never had a drink, but they are inspiring. There's this one amazing story I have to tell you. This gentleman who started blow jobbing to get crack, his name is Marvin Johnson.
It's supposed to be anonymous.
Okay, Marvin J, whatever. He turned into a gay prostitute and he realized he hit his bottom. Or maybe this is your bottom. But I'm telling you, hitting bottom is good because it's only up from there. Positive message.
Thanks for the pep talk, Mom.
Oh, honey, anytime.
Well, I guess I'm going to Lil's party all by myself.
Oh, honey, don't talk to me about being by yourself. I go everywhere by myself. Thanks to that new whore, Barb.
Mom, come on. They've been married 12 years.
Okay, but she's still a whore. I'm sure she greets him in the evening beaver first.
Oh, I don't want to think about that.
Are you sure you don't want to move in with me?
No, thanks, Mom, but no way. No way in hell.
Oh, think about it. You don't need your own place.
Kind of do. All right, I'm going to go.
Exterior, the Hunt Club, Chicago suburb day. Annie pulls up a tree-lined driveway of a beautiful country club. People entering in fancy clothes, getting out of luxury cars. Annie is surprised at how extravagant it all is. She hands her keys to the valet, self-conscious about her car.
Sorry, needs a wash.
The valet can't get it to start.
You have to punch it a few times.
Interior hunt club day. Annie's eyes go wide as she walks into the elegant dining room. Fancy. A lively cocktail party is underway. Live music, happy upper-class people dressed expensively. Annie smooths her dress, self-conscious, and then sees Lillian.
Annie!
Oh my gosh, Lillian, this is your engagement party.
Isn't that crazy?
Oh, it's so beautiful. I can't believe Dougie's boss is a member here.
I know, and his parents too. And Dougie, I guess. Oh gosh, and me, I guess too now. Come on, let's go say hi to the rest of the bridal party.
They head over to Rita, 30s, a voluptuous, tired housewife.
Do you remember my cousin Rita?
Rita.
Annie! Oh, I haven't seen you since you graduated high school.
She has 3 kids now.
3 boys.
So cute.
They are cute, but when they reach that age, they're disgusting. I mean, they smell. I mean, they're sticky. They say things that are horrible, and there is semen all over everything. Oh, they're disgusting. I cracked a blanket in half. Do you get where I'm going with that?
I do, yeah.
I cracked it in half.
By the patio bar.
Annie, this is Becca, the one from work. We're in the trenches together.
Becca, 30s, cute and perky. She stands very close to her husband, Kevin. Hi, Annie. This is my husband, Kevin. I love saying that. We're newlyweds.
Congratulations.
Thank you. We went on a sweetheart honeymoon.
Where'd you guys go?
Disney World. We finished each other's sentences. They do a dumb lovey gesture. So, is this your husband? Annie looks confused and then turns to see a bald man with a neck brace, late 40s, standing behind her. He looks like a very strict math teacher.
No, I don't know him. Sorry.
Do you want to go for a walk later?
I can't. Sorry.
I'm so sorry.
I'm not with anybody. I'm solo.
I'm so sorry. Let's do it again.
Rewind.
Hi, I'm Becca. This is my husband. You don't have a husband. I'm sorry. By the bandstand, Annie and Lillian stand with Megan, 30s, tomboyish, looking a bit odd in a floral dress.
And this is Dougie's sister, Megan. Oh, wait, my grandma's not supposed to have wine. I'll be right back.
Lillian rushes off.
How's it going?
Going great. I'm on the mend. Just got pins in my legs. Believe it or not, I fell off a cruise ship.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah, oh shit. Took a violent fall, caught a pinball down, hit a lot of railings, broke a lot of shit. I'm not going to say I survived. I'm going to say I thrived. I'm in a dolphin down there. I swear to God, that dolphin looked at me right into my soul, into my goddamn soul, Annie, and said, I'm saving you, Megan. Not with his mouth, but he said it. I'm assuming telepathically. We had a connection that I don't even know if I could. Oh man, what an asshole I am. Where's my manners? You must be Annie's husband. I'm Megan.
Annie looks and sees a very smart African-American man in his 60s wearing an ascot and smoking a pipe standing next to her. Megan holds out her hand to shake his.
No, Megan, I'm not with him.
Oh, all right. I'm glad he's single because I'm going to climb that like a tree.
Lillian reappears, grabs Annie, and pulls her away.
Okay, now I have to introduce you to Helen. There she is. Helen, come here.
In slow motion, like a goddess, the gorgeous Helen turns and looks right at Annie, smiling. She's beautiful. She walks towards them wearing a much too fancy floor-length gown. Everything about her is perfect. Annie swallows and straightens her plastic beads.
Helen, this is Annie.
Maid of honor, there she is. It's so lovely to meet Lillian's childhood friend.
You're so pretty.
You're so cute. Oh, you're so sweet.
Helen is married to Dougie's boss, Mr. Harris, Perry.
And they're so close now, they're literally joined at the hip, which is good because so are we.
Helen hugs Lillian. Lillian hugs her back tightly. Annie seems thrown by their intimacy.
I'm so glad you guys are finally meeting.
I know. Me too.
You'll excuse me, I better go check the hors d'oeuvres. So great meeting you, Annie.
It's a great party.
Helen turns and glides off into the crowd, a vision. Annie watches after her, stunned.
She's great, isn't she?
She's awesome.
Interior club later, night. Lillian's father, Ed, finishes a speech.
And I really do look forward to having Doug as part of the family. So much that I think you two should just get married now. Save me a shitload of money. People always laugh when I say that, but I'm not joking. Anyway, thanks to all of you for coming. Here's to Doug and Lillian. All right, enough of me. Maid of honor, you're up, Annie.
Everyone claps, some whistles as Annie nervously takes the mic from Ed, who sits down.
Hi, everyone. I'm Annie Walker.
Yay, Annie!
I actually don't want to go on with this long speech, so I'll just say this. I am so happy to be a part of the celebration. You two deserve each other as well as a lifetime of happiness. So, cheers.
She raises her glass, people clap. Helen stands clapping and takes the mic from her. Annie looks a bit surprised. Helen gives her a smile, motioning Annie to sit.
Thanks, Annie. That was so sweet. They'll remember when the four of us spent that weekend in Miami and the boys ended up working the whole time. You and I sat by the pool the whole time, drinking wine, eating that peanut brittle. We got such a tummy ache. I will never forget all that we shared on that trip. I told you things I've never told anyone before. You made me realize I can trust people again. So let me just say, Lillian, you are my best friend.
Annie's mouth drops. People, including Lillian, are moved, sniffling. Helen wipes away a tear.
And I'm so proud of you. No, Dougley, sorry, inside joke. You better not keep my Lil on a leash. I still need my drunken Saturday nights at Rockin' Sushi.
Helen winks. The people applaud and laugh. She gets emotional again.
Everybody raise your glasses to the couple of the decade, Doug and Lillian. Have a great night. Dessert wine is out.
Everyone ahs and claps a little louder. Without thinking, Annie stands up and grabs the mic back from Helen.
Hi, I just want to say something quick now that you're so special to me. One of the reasons is because, well, I've known you my entire life, and you've really helped shape who I am. I just want to thank you for carefully selecting me as your maid of honor. I know you've had some other choices. You're like my sister, and I love you. Well, that concludes the speeches for tonight.
Annie sits down, keeping the mic. Helen reappears with her own wireless mic.
Thank you. One last thing. It's rare to meet an adult you really connect with. That's you, Lil. I went to Thailand recently with my husband, Perry, and there was a beautiful saying that I learned there. So let me say, it means you are a part of me, a part that I could never live without. And I hope and pray that I never have to. Kapun Kao.
The crowd quiets. Annie looks around the room and sees that everyone is in awe.
That's it for tonight. Thank you all for coming. Dessert wine is out. Consuelo?
People are crying and hugging. Annie pops back up.
Speaking of Consuelo, Lily and I took Spanish together in school, and so I want to say to you and to everyone here, gracias para vivir en la casa en la escuelas el azul macarada tienes con vivir en las fortunatustan. Gracias.
Helen instantly appears again with her mic.
I feel so close to you and can trust you. You're my angel and soulmate. I feel I can communicate you with simply a look.
Helen looks at Lillian.
Thank you for coming.
Helen has concluded the speeches, but Annie's back.
Lillian.
She stares at Lillian for a long, awkward beat.
Keep smiling, keep shining, knowing you can always count on me. For sure, That's what friends are for.
Helen steps forward with her now louder mic and in a very loud R&B voice sings with Annie.
In good times and bad
times
times,
bad
I'll be on your side.
I'll be on your side forevermore.
That's what friends are for.
Exterior Hunt Club night. Annie is waiting for her car with Lillian.
Engagement parties rule. Made me feel awesome. Like I could go out and catch another dude to marry.
So what's up with her anyway, Helen?
What?
She's in your wedding and you've known her, what, like 8 months, right?
Come on, get it out. Get it all out.
With the whole gown thing. It's weird, right?
Annie laughs, Lily smiles and shrugs.
You know what? She's actually really cool, Annie. She's a good one, I'm telling you.
Well, I'm sure if you like her, I'll like her.
You just have to get to know her, which I think you really should. Will you just do me a favor and hang out with her once, just the two of you, as a favor to me?
Okay, I will.
I love you, Annie.
She hugs her and leaves. Interior Annie's car night. Angry rock music blares. Annie drives fast, angrily swerving all over the place like a drunk person, but she is only drunk with indignation.
Oh, my name is Helen. You live in Milwaukee? Oh, I'm sorry. Have you met Lillian? She's my best friend. I've only known her for like 5 minutes.
Annie starts doing mocking gibberish like a 5-year-old, which turns into more fake impression as she gets madder and madder. Just then, a police car sounds its siren behind her.
No, come on.
Exterior road night. Annie is walking the line as part of a drunk test. A policeman, Officer Rhodes, 30s, watches her walk. He's all business and is not having it.
See, I'm not drunk.
So you're just a terrible driver.
Can I stop walking now?
I'll tell you when you can stop walking, miss.
I told you I'm not drunk. Hey, if I was, could I do this?
Annie starts to dance on the line she's supposed to be walking, then starts to dance. Not well.
I would hope so. Okay, you can stop walking. I believe you. But I'm still going to have to write you a ticket.
What? Why?
Funny thing about brake lights, you're supposed to have them.
I knew it. Oh, those have been out for, excuse me. Those
You're not excused.
Here. I'm so stupid. Look, I promise I'll get them fixed this week. I promise. Do you still have to give me a ticket?
He searches for words. She's cute and he wants to keep her there. He keeps smiling. Awkward silence.
Yes, I do. That's what happens when you break the law. License and registration, if you please.
Here.
Starts looking in her purse. Awkward silence. She hands him her license.
Oh, Wynwood Drive. We're practically neighbors. I live on Ashley.
Oh, I used to work on that street.
No kidding. Where?
I owned a bakery there for a little while. A little bit.
Oh, Cake Baby? Your Cake Baby? You had your sign. It was your face. That was you?
That was me.
You made good cakes.
Thanks.
I like your cakes. You used to make those little pastries. You put something in there like a cream or custard.
Cream puffs.
Cream puffs. That's what you called them. Delicious. I used to get served by a tall, broad guy with a wormy face.
My boyfriend.
Sorry.
No, he was my boyfriend. But then he left when the business went under.
You're kidding. What a dick. I'm glad I never tipped him.
Rhodes stares at her. He thinks, then rips the ticket up.
Let's forget about this. Under one condition. You get those lights fixed tomorrow so you don't kill anyone.
He hands her a business card.
Here. It's a buddy of mine. His body shop's in Milwaukee.
Bill Cosby's?
With a Z, different guy. Don't mention the whole Bill Cosby thing to him. It drives him nuts. I mean it.
Okay, I get it. Thanks.
You know what? If you mention my name that I referred you, he'll give you a particularly good deal.
Oh, thank you. Really appreciate it. Thanks.
Well, I appreciated your cakes, so we're even.
He takes back the card and writes on it.
That's my name right there, Rhodes, Officer Rhodes.
Really nice of you. Thank you.
We're not all bad, actually. The rest of them are, but not me. I'm the best of them.
Thank you.
She waves and drives off. He watches her go. Interior Annie's apartment night. Annie is in her small kitchen surrounded by baking supplies. She is meticulously putting the finishing touches on the most elaborate cupcake ever. It's a work of art. The frosting sculpted into a realistic looking 3D orchid. It's beautiful. Annie finishes, looks at the cupcake, sighs sadly, and then eats it in 2 bites, then heads off to bed. All that work and mess was for one cupcake. Exterior tennis club day. Annie and Helen are walking through the tennis club on their way to the courts, chatting before their big game.
I didn't know you played tennis.
I played a little in high school.
I'm so glad we were able to do this.
I'm glad we're doing this too. It's good we're finally getting a chance to hang out.
I know, right?
Neither of them means it.
It's too bad Lillian couldn't play with us. Poor thing is so busy.
She's not really into sports. Even when we were little, she didn't like anything too competitive.
Well, she certainly enjoys tennis now. It's funny how people change, isn't it?
I don't know. Do people really change?
I think they do.
But they still stay who they are, pretty much.
I think we change all the time.
Well, I think we stay the same, but grow a little bit.
I think if you're growing, then you're changing.
But we're changing from who we are, which we always stay as.
No, really, I don't think so.
Ryan, 16, and Alyssa, 13, pass by. Helen stops them.
Oh, Annie, these are my kids.
Alyssa.
I think that was Vicky. Somebody else wants it?
Step kids. Step.
Aren't they hilarious? Excuse me, my husband's kids, Ryan and Alyssa. What are you guys up to?
We're going to the snack bar.
Do you need a ride home later?
F off, Helen.
They walk off. Helen calls after them cheerily.
Okay, put a quarter in the swear jar. So cute.
Sweet kids.
They both smile warmly at each other. Interior tennis court day. Helen and Annie stare intensely at one another across the net. Annie is with her partner Barbara, a rich, fit woman in her 30s. Annie is teamed with Carol, also rich but in less great shape. Helen smashes a serve to Annie, who returns it ferociously. In a series of shots as cinematic and violent as the pool scene in Scorsese's The Color of Money, we see Helen and Annie have an intense showdown. Annie unloads on the ball, hitting Helen in the left breast as hard as humanly possible. Whack, whack, whack. Annie and Helen smash the ball into each other's breast, chest, neck, and other female parts with insane intensity. It is super violent. Annie's partner, Carol, misses a shot.
Come on, get your crap together.
All Annie's POV, she serves hard and runs Helen around the court. Annie accidentally serves very hard directly into Carol's back, knocking her down. Helen's stepkids are watching and laugh.
I've seen better tennis playing in a tampon commercial.
Interior Annie's apartment day. Annie, Gil, and Bryn sit on the couch.
I've been thinking. Bryn needs to start paying rent. That's it. She's been here long enough. The 3 of us live here. It's not fair for me to be paying half. We split it 3 ways. What do you say?
Well, she can't work. She's on a tourist visa.
Yeah, so technically I'm only allowed to tour. I have no way of earning money unless I go prostitute down on the street.
Well, I don't want you to do that.
Hello, fellas. Here I am. Put your American sausage in my English McMuffin.
I don't even know what you're talking about anymore. There are 3 people living here. If she doesn't start paying, she has to leave.
Is this about the diary again?
What diary?
Your diary proved very interesting to read.
You read my journal?
At first, I did not know it was your diary. I thought it was a very sad handwritten book. But then because of the personal details and the bits that mention Gil and Bryn.
No. You don't read my journal. Don't go in my room.
Well, hello. I think before you make those sorts of demands, you need to think about putting a note on your door that says, don't come into my room, read my diary, and wear my clothes.
Exterior Chorachi Brazilian restaurant day. Annie and her bridesmaids stand in a parking lot of a standalone Brazilian steakhouse in a not great part of town. Lillian looks shocked. Wow, I've never been to this part of town.
Look, you can get your checks cashed next door.
I know it looks a little scary from the outside, but the food is really good. Authentic Brazilian. This is where the Brazilians come to eat.
We're not quite sure if she thinks so.
Annie's really good at this. She always drives me to the weirdest places, and the food is always incredible.
Plus, you get a lot for your money too, so that's good.
Annie grabs Lillian and pulls her towards the restaurant as the other girls follow. As Helen stares at the place like she just smelt dog shit. Interior Chirichiri Brazilian restaurant day. The girls walk into the Brazilian themed restaurant, which looks more like a rundown English steakhouse. Several out of shape waiters walk around, each holding a sword with huge chunks of meat on it. Only a few customers are there.
To my bridesmaids, this is such a stone cold pack of weirdos, and I'm so proud.
The girls all laugh and clink glasses.
I just want to toast all of you ladies. So happy to get to know you guys and happy to say I have 4 new friends.
Just then, 5 waiters holding huge swords of different types of meat skewered on them surround the table.
Senoritas bonitas, I hope you're all hungry for churrasco Brazil.
The girls all look excited and start pointing at different meats as the waiters start to carve large chunks onto their plates. Helen wrinkles her nose and flags the waiter.
This is crazy good.
Helen, aren't you eating any meat? The girls are scarfing down tons of food. Helen picks away at her salad. Everyone else is having a great time.
It's not good to eat a big meal before fitting. I'll feel a bit bloated.
Not me. Nope. Physically, I don't bloat. You're lucky. It's a gift.
Becca leans over to Rita. I can't wait to be married for as long as you've been married and have kids, to be a mom. Who's Rita?
Oh, Becca, the other night I'm slaving away to make a beautiful dinner for my family. My youngest boy comes in and says he wants to order pizza. He says, no, we aren't ordering pizza tonight. He says, Mom, why don't you go fuck yourself? He's 9.
Interior Chirichi Brazilian restaurant a little later. The girls continue to eat. Lillian's seat is empty.
Okay, while Lillian's in the bathroom, let's talk about the shower. I was thinking it could have a French theme since Lillian's always wanted to go to Paris her whole life. So I figured we could bring Paris here. Have champagne and little cookies. They'd say Lillian and Dougie on them, and we can dip them in chocolate fondue. Get cheese from the nice part of the store.
I love that.
Good idea, Annie.
We can have French invitations, the whole thing. Don't you think that would be nice?
The women like the idea.
I don't know. That's sweet, Annie, but Paris theme feels a bit, I don't know, been there, done that, you know? I just think we can top it. We should throw some ideas around. If anyone else has a theme they had in mind.
Oh, what about a Pixar-themed shower? We can all come dressed as our favorite Pixar characters.
I'll just snowball on top of that. Also, Fight Club, female Fight Club. We grease up, we pull in. Lillian doesn't know, so it's surprise. We're gonna fight. We beat the shit out of her. She's not gonna forget that.
Look, can I be honest? I'm stuck with 3 teenage boys all day, every day. What about the bachelorette party? I got a tube top I've been waiting to cut the tags off of, and I really want to take advantage of this opportunity.
Well, I'm gonna second her. We better blow this shit out. That poor girl Lillian, who we're all here for, is probably in the bathroom bawling her eyes out because she's realizing, holy shit, I've got to spend the rest of my life with Doug. He's my brother. I love him, but he's a fucking asshole. I think we can all agree on that, right?
We'll figure it out. I'll think of stuff. It'll be great.
We just have to make sure it's a really, really special.
Exterior Belle Blanc bridal shop day. The bridesmaids walk up to an imposing building. Belle Blanc, this is the best place. Great work, Annie. Annie looks proud. She grabs the door, which says open, but it's locked. She notices a buzzer and presses it. Belle Blanc, reservation name?
Oh, I don't have one. We're just here to shop, try on some dresses.
The next available appointment for bridesmaids fittings is in 7 weeks. Absolutely no walk-ins. Helen leads into the intercom.
Whitney, it's Helen.
Helen Harris? Hi!
Hi.
Hi! Oh my God, I'll buzz you right in. Interior Belle wow, that was loud. Interior Belle and Blanc bridal shop continuous. They are led into a pristine, all-white wonderland of dresses and bridal bliss by Whitney, a glamorous woman. Welcome to Belle and Blanc, ladies. Welcome to heaven.
Oh my gosh.
This is some classy shit in here.
A burp escapes Megan's mouth.
Good grief, Megan.
I want to apologize. I'm not even confident on which end that came out of. Whitney, back to you. I'm sorry.
Anyway, why don't you take a look around and get to know the dresses? If you need anything, I'll be in my office. Whitney just gives Megan a tense smile and exits. Helen gasps and walks over to a beautiful ball gown. It looks very expensive. She checks the tag.
Oh my gosh, it's a Fritz Beignets. Ladies, I don't think we can do any better. This is beautiful.
The girls gather around it and ooh and ah.
Whoa, this dress is $800.
You're kidding. It's on sale.
Annie's eyes quickly scan the room and see a simpler, cheaper dress. She heads over to it. The tag says $250.
Lillian, now how about this one? It's really pretty and sweet. I don't want to upstage Lillian with a fancy dress. Maybe we can get something kind of simple.
Don't worry about that, because guess who Helen is friends with and who is designing my wedding dress? Ladies, St. Petsois Juju. I just sent my measurements to France.
The girls all chatter excitedly about this as Annie looks stung. She looks at Helen, who smiles at her.
Ladies, let's not decide on this bridesmaid's dress right away. Let's let our bodies decide. Try some things on and have some fun. Ladies, start your engines.
The ladies all head off excitedly to try different dresses as Annie looks concerned. A drip of sweat comes down her forehead. Embarrassed, she wipes it away and grabs a dress. Interior Belle and Blanc literally means woman in white. Main fitting area later. The girls are in different dresses. Lillian is not there. They all look great, although Megan's face is beet red. Well, you all look fantastic. Sadly, you will need to agree on one.
Ladies, you all look beautiful, but personally, the Fritz Beignets is one of a kind. I don't think there's a question.
Well, there might be a question. I might have one. I think this dress would look great on everybody. It's great color, it's great length, it's fun. You can twirl, you can move in it, you can spread your legs apart, and it's a great price.
Is anybody else hot?
Oh, it's like an oven in here.
Maybe this will help you decide. I happen to have a 2-year-old Lady Juju dress in storage in the back and figured it might help you to see what you'll be standing next to. Lillian. Lillian walks out in a very ornate couture wedding dress. She looks crazy gorgeous. The girls gasp.
Holy shit, you look amazing.
Oh, that dress is so beautiful. It makes my stomach hurt.
Lil, I don't know what to say. You're
Megan lurches forward as the contents of her mouth come up as the contents of her stomach come up into her mouth. She claps her hand over her mouth to stop from throwing up. After a beat, she swallows and pushes it back down. Looks nauseous.
Megan, you okay?
I think my dress is too tight.
Oh my God, you got food poisoning from that restaurant.
No, she had the same thing I had, and I feel fine.
Annie is really sweaty now, a mark between her boobs. Suddenly, Becca politely cups her hand over her mouth to stifle from getting sick. I'm so sorry. Is there a bathroom? Rita grabs her stomach and hunches over a bit.
What dress we get? Oh, I just need to get off this white carpet.
We hear a noise. They all stand in horrified silence. Becca still holding her hands against her face. There are faint and very loud stomach-churning sounds. Rita bolts down a hallway, followed by Becca and Megan. Not the bathroom! Everyone go outside! Seriously! Whitney and Lillian chase after them as Annie stands her ground with Helen facing off, Annie unwilling to admit she's sick.
I think everyone has the flu.
Interior bathroom continuous. The single toilet bathroom is as pristine and white as the fitting area. Everything is just right. Calm and quiet. Classical music plays softly. Blam. The door bursts open as Rita runs in. She projectile vomits into the toilet, but the seat is down. Everything sprays against the back wall.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, thank you. Agreed. Oh. Rita slams the top open and heaves again into the bowl as Megan runs in holding her backside.
I need the toilet. I need the toilet.
Rita ignores her as her head is currently in it, and she grips the sides, barfing. In desperation, Megan hikes up her dress, hops onto the counter, and sits in the sink. That does say sits, okay. Rita looks back at Megan.
No, Megan. Megan, no.
Look away. Look away.
Oh, God. Interior Belle Blanc main fitting area continuous. Helen and Annie are faced off. Annie is sweating profusely.
You don't look very well, Annie.
I feel fine.
Are you sure it wasn't that gray kind of lamb? You ate a lot of that weird chicken. Was it that?
No, feel fine.
I think you just feel better if you threw up.
I don't have to throw up.
Interior bathroom continuous. Becca runs in blindly over the toilet that Rita is still barfing in. Vomit rains down over the back of Rita's head. I am so sorry.
Get away from me.
Interior Belle Blanc main fitting area continuous. The standoff continues. Annie is soaked and woozy.
You're not sick.
No. In fact, I'm feeling hungry. Wish I had a snack.
You're hungry.
Interior bathroom continuous.
Did we eat? Oh, this thing's a goner.
What are you doing?
It's coming out of me like lava. Don't fucking look at me.
Sorry, I need a minute. Interior Belle Blanc main fitting area continuous. Helen picks up a bowl off a table next to her.
Jordan almonds. These are great. Thank you.
Annie takes a handful and painfully puts them in her mouth, chewing slowly. She forces it and swallows the almonds down with a slow gulp.
Better?
I was just hungry.
A sweaty Lillian runs up to Annie, who is still faced off with Helen.
Everyone's really sick from that restaurant.
Lillian gets a look on her face. She grabs her stomach as it gurgles loudly.
It wasn't the restaurant.
Oh no. I'm in trouble. I need a bathroom.
She turns and bolts away. Annie runs after her.
Lillian, where are you going?
I'm sorry, this is so bad. Oh god. Exterior Belle Blanc continuous. Lillian bursts out of the building and runs across the street towards the 7-Eleven. Cars screech to a halt to avoid the fleeing bride. Annie runs out and watches in horror.
Lillian, what are you doing? Be careful.
It's happening. It's happening.
Suddenly, Lillian stops running and slowly sinks down into the ground, embarrassed and unable to move. She throws a helpless look back at Annie.
Oh, it's happening. It happened.
In the doorway, Whitney and Annie watch it all in horror. No. Don't you dare ruin that dress.
Oh, you're really doing that, are you? You're pooping in the street.
After a beat, Helen walks up behind Whitney.
We'll just take 5 of the Fritz beignets, Whitney. Thank you.
Interior Annie's car day. A green-looking Annie drives a green-looking Lillian who is back in her regular clothes.
You okay?
I just took a shit in the middle of the street. I just shit.
People do that?
I shit in my shorts. I shit myself.
Interior Ted's bedroom night. Annie and Ted lay in bed post-coital, still panting. That was fun.
Oh my gosh. You know what I was thinking? You should come with me to Lillian's wedding, maybe. Nothing serious, just a fun time. We can get dressed up, go dancing, drink. It'll be fun, right?
I don't want to put you in a position of having to explain to everyone who I am and what our relationship is. You know, that would suck for you, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
I mean, I'm just thinking of you.
That's okay. I have someone else to bring anyways.
Really? Who? Who are you going to bring? Annie struggles to think of a name.
This guy, George.
Ted grabs a glass of water from the nightstand and takes a sip. Idea.
George Glass.
Okay. Who is this George?
He's a very hot, nice guy who likes me a lot and would probably love to be my date.
Really? Well, let me ask you this. Can George Glass do this to you? Ted intensely cups her breast and just rubs it in a circle.
Probably.
Yeah, you know what? It's getting really late. You should probably go. I'm going to miss you so much. Interior mini mart night. Annie is looking at the herbal drinks. Calm, focus, sex appeal. She finally picks calm.
Annie Walker? What's brings you here so early?
Oh, hey. I'm just had a bad night. Boy stuff.
You want me to arrest anybody? I could do that.
Actually,
Do you want me to talk to a cop about it? Or just like, please, except we can tell everybody about it afterwards. I won't though.
it doesn't sound very inviting.
He approaches her,
Oh,
holding a bag of
from-
carrots. You want a
You
carrot?
did. I'm sorry.
that's okay.
Yes, I do actually. He approaches her holding a bag of carrots.
You want a carrot?
Annie stares at him, tittering.
Right now?
Yeah, oh, sure. I've got plenty.
Sure, I'll have a carrot.
Exterior mini mart night. Annie and Rhodes sit on the hood of his cop car in front of the mini mart, sharing a bag of carrots.
That sounds rough.
Gonna get better, right?
I'm sure it will get better. My sister was maid of honor at our cousin's wedding, and she found it so stressful. Her hair started falling out.
That's terrible.
It grew back, but it was pretty gross. Planning a wedding should be fun. If I ever had a wedding, I'd want everyone stress-free. I'd like it to be more like a carnival. People win prizes for guessing the bride's weight. Dunk tanks.
You could have elephants. The bride and groom could walk on a tightrope.
What you're talking about there is a circus wedding. That is totally a different thing. You missed it.
Sorry.
You know, instead of spending your money and time on all this wedding business, you should be really be figuring out how to open your next bakery.
I'm done with all that.
What?
I don't do it anymore.
Rhodes studies Annie for a beat. She takes another carrot. It's a small, dried out thing.
Ew, this one's weird.
Oh, you got the ugly carrot. There's one in every bag. You have to eat it. It's good luck.
I'm not eating this.
Yeah, I'll eat it.
He goes to eat it. She grabs it out of his hands.
No, don't eat it. Ew.
She throws it on the ground.
Hey, don't litter. I'll fine you. Seriously, that really bothers me.
He picks it up. Annie watches him, a bit intrigued.
I didn't know you could be a cop here if you weren't a citizen.
You can't, but they made a special dispensation for me because I'm so tough and strong and handsome.
Right. You're a tough cop.
For 10 minutes more. We have intermission in 10 minutes.
Okay.
You're saying
Annie
that,
for lunch.
but you're laughing.
Annie feels his bicep.
You didn't let me flex that time. That was unfair. I'm really tough.
Well, so am I. I could be a cop.
You think you could be a cop?
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. Sun is nearly up. Let's see if you got what it takes.
Exterior road morning. Funny if it was an interior road, wouldn't it? Annie is standing in front of Rhodes' cop car on the side of the road, holding up the speed gun, aiming it. Rhodes sits on the hood and continues to eat his food.
That's right. Arms straight, plant your feet. Now, what you want to do is aim at it right at the license plate. That gives you the most accurate reading.
A car zooms by.
58. What's the speed limit here?
55.
Okay, we'll let them go.
You were born to do this. Look at you.
Another car zooms by.
63. You're missing some good ones here.
They're probably going to work. Why ruin their day?
Another car is approaching. Rhodes looks at it.
Watch this. 48.
The car zooms past.
48. How'd you do that?
It wasn't. That has never happened before. It was 48?
Yeah, 48. I'm pretty impressed.
I'm pretty impressive.
Annie gives him an impressed look, then goes back to pointing a gun as Rhodes watches her. He smiles. A car roars by.
Ooh, that one was 93. Can we go?
Okay, hotshot. Let's get the effort.
Annie
Woo!
whoops delighted. They jump in the car and drive off. Interior, Annie's bedroom. A fired up Annie goes to the computer and starts typing feverishly. We see the words she types: bachelorette party, Lillian's lake house, campfires, beer and s'mores, etc. She presses send and is very pleased. The phone immediately rings. Annie picks it up, intercut between calls.
Hello?
Helen sits in her beautiful home looking at her laptop.
I just got your email. Lake house?
It's Lillian's parents' house. We used to go there all the time in the summers.
A bachelorette party at a cabin.
Annie's call waiting beeps again. She deflates.
Oh, just a second, Helen. Hello?
Rita in her new money kitchen, straight out of The Sopranos. Her 3 boys are playing and fighting.
Annie, it's Rita. I need a trip that I can fantasize about forever so that I am able to have sex with my husband. That's why I'm thinking Vegas.
Annie glances down at her $350 paycheck.
Vegas? Really?
Hang on. Shut your filthy mouth. I'm sorry. I'm surrounded by savages.
Annie's call waiting beeps again.
You know, I should probably run. My other line is ringing.
I can get cocaine from my hairdresser.
Bye.
Becca in her shabby chic home office paints a front porch sign that says The Whitmans. Annie, I'm so excited. Helen just called. She said we could go to Vegas.
But we'd have to fly there.
Annie, I know you're afraid of flying, but I want to see Chris Angel, but I'm scared, which I sort of love. Annie's call waiting beeps again. She clicks over. Megan is in front of a wall of computer and television screens. It's like a technical haven that looks like NASA.
Annie, it's Megan. Just had some thoughts about the bachelorette party. Here we go. Easy peasy. Vegas it is.
Helen called you, didn't she?
Yeah, she got the jump on you.
I want balls in my face.
Honestly, I think it's Vegas.
I love puppets.
Balls.
I guess we're undecided.
Interior jetway day. The women are dressed to the nines, heading to the plane, excited. Annie tails the group, looking very afraid. She takes a breath and gets on board. Interior coat section day. Annie settles into her seat next to a pregnant woman who's reading. Annie forces a smile at her. The woman gives her a dismissive smile. This is not going to be a fun flight. Interior, first class day. The bridesmaids settle in. Lillian sits next to Helen.
I feel so bad that Annie's stuck back in coach.
I tried to buy her a first class ticket, but she wouldn't let me. She's too proud.
That was really nice of you.
Behind them, Megan sits next to a middle-aged man, John. She looks down at his feet.
No carry-on? I noticed you didn't put anything in that overhead bin. I get it. Protect and serve. Air Marshal style.
Muted.
What?
Listen, I don't want to infringe on your privacy, but I want you to know I appreciate your service to this country and I respect the hell out of you.
She mimes the key, locking her lips shut.
Huh? No, I'm not an air marshal. I'm going to take a nap.
Awesome. I'll take the first watch.
I'm not an air marshal. You don't need to take a watch.
Okay. I've got the first watch.
She raises her eyebrows at John, who doesn't notice. Interior coach section moments later, the plane is taking off. Annie grips the armrest, trying to maintain her composure, but sheer terror takes over.
Oh, God, I'm really hoping this flight is quick. We get there and get on the ground safely. I'm sorry. I'm not a good flyer.
The woman is even more freaked out than Annie.
I had a dream last night that we went down. It was terrible. You were in it.
The plane is ascending now. It jolts a bit.
Oh, God. It sounds like something's happening.
Annie is officially terrified. Interior first class moments later, the plane is still ascending. Everyone's strapped in. Annie comes through the curtain and approaches, struggling to walk uphill as the plane ascends.
Annie, what are you doing? You're supposed to be in your seat.
I know, but I'm freaking out. Female flight attendant.
I don't know if that's me.
Yeah.
Ma'am, we are still ascending. Please return to your seat.
Okay, yeah, I was just.
Annie, I have something. Take 2. You'll fall asleep. When you wake up, we'll be there.
Annie looks at the pill Ellen's palm, considers. The plane hits a bump of turbulence. Annie looks at Lillian, who shrugs like, what the hell? Just do it. Ma'am, you're going to have to return to your seat, please.
Thank you, Helen.
Annie goes back to coach.
God, I feel terrible. I should be sitting back there with her. I shouldn't be in first class. I feel like such a jerk.
Lil, this is your weekend. You're treating yourself. Relax. She'll make friends. There's much more of a sense of community in coach. I promise you she'll be fine.
Interior first class a little later. Rita has a cocktail.
Anyone else?
Nope, just Kevin.
Oh, I'm sorry, Becca. I just can't help but feel bad for you. You don't even know what you want.
Becca looks perplexed. In front of them, Megan is flirting with John.
I gotta know where you keep the gun, man. Ankle, hip, lower back. You don't between the cheeks.
No, I don't stick a gun up my butt. That's stupid.
I didn't say up. I just know of a guy that did a lot of undercover work, and all I know is that he had tape marks all up and down his cheeks.
That can't be true. Well, people don't keep guns up their azoos. I mean, because if you needed to use it, how are you going to get it?
You cut a hole in his back pocket. You got to get something out of your ass, and you cut a hole in the back of your jeans. You want to tell me you can't get to that something?
I don't have a gun for you to put up my ass to make your point.
I can put up my nano. Look, I'll show you. If you give me scissors, I will cut a hole in my pocket. And you'll never find this again until I want you to find it.
Behind them, Becca and Rita are talking. Okay, so Kevin can only have sex in the bed, in the dark, under the covers, after we shower, separately. And sometimes by the time we're finished cleaning ourselves, he's just too tired. So then I pretend I'm tired, but I'm not tired. I'm not tired. Rita gives her a look like, what?
See? Now that's why every girl needs those slutty college years to experiment and get it out of their system. I mean, find out what you like.
Becca's eyes go wide. She signals the flight attendant. Excuse me, can I have a glass of alcohol when you get the chance?
2 777s and you'll like it. It's sweet.
Interior coach class continuous. Annie is fidgeting. The pregnant lady is freaked.
I have to go to the bathroom, but I heard about a woman who went to the bathroom on a plane and she got sucked into the toilet. Sucked right in.
This is not helping Annie. Helen comes back.
Are you okay?
Yes. I think what you gave me didn't do anything. I have too much adrenaline or something.
Helen hands a cocktail to Annie.
Here, take my scotch. So just give that pill the kick it needs. It'll do it all the time. I do it all the time, and I have a much smaller build than you.
Thanks.
Helen gives her a wink and heads back up to first class.
You should just toss it back. Don't waste any more time.
Annie downs the glass.
Okay, that will do it.
Interior first class day. Becca and Rita are drinking. So you don't even have sex anymore?
Oh, no. I have sex constantly. I mean, the sex is constant. But he hasn't kissed me in 5 years.
Well, then what are you doing when you're having sex then?
Thinking about other things and wishing it would stop. I mean, sometimes I just want to watch The Daily Show without him answering me.
Yeah, same. Helen and Lillian are drinking champagne. The curtain sweeps open and a drugged Annie comes sauntering in.
And then we're going to the MGM Grand White Republic Ultra Pool. The people there, the people from the real world go there all the time.
I'm so excited.
Annie pops up next to them, rubs Lillian's head.
Hey, buddy, how you doing?
I'm good.
Gives her a big drugging smile and leans on the back of Lillian's chair.
I'm good. Thank you so much. Oh, more relaxed now. Thank you, Helen. I'm just feel like I'm excited. I'm relaxed. I'm ready to party. The best of them. I'm gonna go down to the river.
Wow, it looks like someone is really relaxing now.
What are you guys talking about up here?
We're going to a restaurant tonight. I know the owner.
Oh, you do? Oh, Helen. Woo woo. Helen knows the owner. Big whoop.
Hey Annie, let's go take a nap. What do you say?
Steve, a male flight attendant, appears.
Miss, you cannot be up here.
Hello, Grandpa. I'm sorry. I just wanted to be up here with my friends. I'm with this group.
Yeah, can she just stay up here for a while? Signs off.
No, the coach passengers aren't allowed up here in first class. It's policy. Sorry.
Gosh, this plane is very strict. Welcome to Germany. Okay, I'm gonna go take a nap.
I think that's a good idea.
Catch you on the flip side, mother flippers.
I'm sorry,
I'm leaving.
Annie sweeps open the curtain and steps into coach.
This should be open. It's civil rights. This is 1990.
Right, it's not. You're in the wrong decade.
You are.
Okay, right. I am.
Holy shit, what did you give her?
She looks at Helen, who shrugs like, I don't know what's wrong with her. Interior first class moments later, Annie comes back into first class wearing sunglasses and sits down next to a man who looks like Enrique Iglesias.
Miss.
No, it's not me.
Yes, it's you. Please, go back to your seat.
I'm with him, Mrs. Iglesias.
No, you're not. You were just up here, and you put sunglasses on. Out.
I don't want to.
Lillian and Helen get up from their seats.
She can have my seat. Everyone should experience first class once in their lives, and I don't want Annie to miss out just because she couldn't afford a ticket.
I'm afraid that's not allowed, ma'am.
Oh, help me. I'm poor.
Please, we're a whole wedding party, and I'm the bride. I'm getting married. The seat is empty. She's obviously nervous, but we'll calm her down.
I understand. But Clara's right.
Everyone get back to your seats.
You especially. You have 3 seconds to get back to your seat.
You can't get anywhere in 3 seconds.
Well, you've got to try.
No, you're setting me up for a loss already. Whatever you say. Stove.
It's Steve.
Stove. What kind of name is that?
That's not a name. My name is Steve.
Are you an appliance?
No, I'm a man, and my name is Steve.
You're a flight attendant.
That's absolutely accurate.
The flight attendant glares at her. Annie leaps back into coach. At the front of the plane, John walks out of the bathroom. Megan is right there, 2 inches from the door, talks quietly to him.
Hey, not Air Marshal John. Maybe we should go back into the restroom and not rest.
I should get back to my seat.
Yeah, you've got to get back on my seat. You get it?
I definitely get it.
Megan swings her leg up, blocking the door.
Uh-oh, what's that? Somebody found a souvenir.
I've got to get back to my seat. Could you move your leg, please? I've got to go.
John tries to move Megan's leg out of the way.
Feel that steam heat coming? That's from my undercarriage. That can go up and higher.
Somebody else take it over for a second.
Megan lets him
Megan
pass
lets
and
us.
opens the bathroom door. John, get us a blanket. I've got to take a whiz and then I'll be right back. Cool?
As
John
John is-
escapes. He walks past a drunk Rita and Becca.
I don't want you to be a big up like me.
Well, how do you think I feel?
You can still turn it around.
Oh my God, stop. You are more beautiful than Cinderella. You smell like pine needles and you have a face like sunshine.
Interior coach section day. Annie is seated. The plane shakes a little. She looks past the pregnant woman out the window. Her eyes go wide. Interior first class
Interior first class
continues.
continuous. The flight attendant gets on the microphone. Ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, the captain has turned on the fasten your seatbelt sign. It seems we've hit a rough patch of weather here.
I have an announcement too. There is a colonial woman on the wing.
Lillian recognizes Annie's voice.
Oh, shit.
Lillian jumps up and runs back to help Annie. John jumps up and draws his gun and taser.
All right, people, everyone remain calm. I'm an air marshal.
He runs to the back of the plane. Megan jumps up.
Yes, I knew it. Holy shit, I knew it. I got your back, John.
In the back of the plane, all three flight attendants are battling with Annie, who's still trying to yell.
There's a colonial woman on the wing. There is a woman on the wing. I saw her. She is churning butter. There is something they're not telling us. She's out there right now.
Let's get out. Let's open the doors and get out. Say goodbye. We're going down.
Lillian and the flight attendant grapple. Annie ducks away, runs up the aisle, fakes the air marshal out and climbs over people to get to the other aisle and heads for first class, passing the pregnant woman who reaches for her.
Where is this woman? Who is she? What does she want?
Passengers get hysterical. Annie runs past Rita and Becca, who are now making out towards the bathroom. Megan appears from the galley and tackles her. Cut to interior Wyoming terminal day. Annie and Lillian are being escorted off the plane in handcuffs by the police and Air Marshal John. The unhappy bridesmaids follow. Interior bus day. The bridesmaids are bummed. Annie sits next to Lillian.
Let me make it up to you, please. I'm telling you, your shower is going to be amazing. I have so many ideas.
I wanted to talk to you about something. This has been very overwhelming for you. It's starting to make you crazy.
No, I'm fine.
No, you're not fine, Annie. We need things to just flow smoothly from now on. And Helen knows how to do this kind of stuff. She does it all the time. She's good at it and she likes doing it. This way, you don't have to plan any more lunches or trips. You don't have to do anything you don't want to do.
I get it.
I think that would be best for here on out, for the shower, for everything.
Whatever you want. It's probably best.
I think so, right?
I just want you to be happy.
I think that will make me happy.
Annie looks crushed. Interior Annie's car night. Annie drives home depressed. Up ahead, she sees Rhodes' car sitting on the side of the road in his usual spot. Annie pulls up next to him.
Hi. You want to hang out?
Interior bar night. Rhodes and Annie are talking in the middle of a crowded bar. Do you want a Petra?
Yep.
That's not funny. It's not funny. Have you ever been kicked off a plane?
I can't say I have.
All the girls hate me right now.
So you're like the maid of dishonor.
Oh, I hope Lillian won't be mad at me too long.
She'll be all right.
I just wish things were like they used to be. I feel like her life is going off and getting perfect, and mine is just, ugh.
It will turn around.
I've been hearing that for a long time.
It's going to turn around. I just know it. You gotta bake.
I don't really do that anymore. I told you.
Why?
After it went under, I stopped. Just doesn't make me happy anymore.
Just because you didn't make any money doesn't mean you failed at it.
I lost a lot of money. All my money.
But you're so good at it.
Oh well. Let's change the subject. No more baking. I'm done.
I just don't know how you can not do it anymore. If I wasn't a cop, I would still go out with a gun and shoot people. All right, I probably wouldn't do that. You're okay, you know.
You don't know me very well.
I know you well enough to know that you're not so bad. You've got some stuff. You got bits and pieces going on.
Thanks.
I've been thinking about you a little bit.
About me? Really?
There's something about you that sticks.
Interior dark apartment night. Annie and Rhodes fly through the door, making out.
Where's the bedroom?
I'm so glad this is happening.
So am I.
Interior Rhodes duplex morning. Annie wakes up. She looks like a disaster. She reacts when she sees Rhodes sitting in the bed staring at her. He's in a t-shirt and shorts, looks like a kid in love. Annie instantly seems a little freaked out. It's a role reversal of her relationship with Ted.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Sorry to freak you out. I haven't been sitting here that long.
I'm sorry. I guess I fell asleep. I didn't mean to sleep over.
Don't be silly. I made you a cappuccino.
You made it?
Last night was fun.
It was very fun.
Annie looks around the room. The place is modest at best. It's clean and organized, but nothing like Ted's apartment. Rhodes stands up.
Annie Walker, would you mind following me into the kitchen? The fun may continue. A different kind of fun. Why don't you get dressed, though? I left your clothes over there.
Okay.
Interior Rhodes' kitchen continuous. Rhodes walks in with a big smile, then turns to Annie. She walks in and stops as Rhodes gestures grandly at something. Annie looks surprised.
There she is. Your workshop awaits.
Annie's POV, the kitchen counter is laid out with mixing bowls, baking pans, and brand new ingredients like flour, sugar, eggs, vanilla, butter, etc.
I know it's a bit crazy, but I popped out to get a few little things, bits and pieces, butter, milk. I thought it would be fun for us to bake together today. Obviously, you will be doing the baking and I will be doing the eating because you are the expert.
He chuckles. Annie stares at the ingredients in horror.
I know you went through all the trouble, but I really don't want to.
Come on, I know you haven't done it in a while, but it will be great. Don't be silly, just get into it. You're so good at it.
Annie is uncomfortable. She stares at him.
All right, I get it. It was a bit of a curveball.
I think I'm going to go. Sorry.
Rhodes stares at her. It's obvious he really cares about her. She stares back, then heads for the door.
Annie, I don't want you to, you know what? You're getting, I don't know what you're getting so upset about.
Because you don't know me. You don't know anything about me or my life. I don't know what you're trying to do here. I don't need you to fix me.
To fix you.
I don't need any help. Who do you think you are?
Jesus, Annie, we had a really good time and now you're being all...
Oh, it's all my fault. I shouldn't have come here last night. Just last night was a mistake.
All right.
Sorry. This was all a mistake. It was all my fault.
She exits, slamming the door behind her. Rhodes stares after her, stunned. Interior, Annie's car, morning. Annie gets in her car, depressed and confused. She finds Lillian's name on her phone and dials. She gets Lillian's voicemail.
Hey, Lil, it's me. I'm sure you're still probably a bit mad at me. I hope not. Anyway, the excitement continues with me. I just slept with a cop who pulled me over and woke up today with him. He was really sweet, nice, and cute. So naturally, I ran off as fast as I could. God, what is wrong with me? I know you're busy with stuff, so just call me when you get a chance. I'd love to talk with us when you can. Okay, bye.
Interior, Annie's apartment, morning a couple of weeks later. The clock reads 11 a.m. Knock at the door. Annie wakes up, surprised she slept this late. Bryn pops her head in.
Annie, wake up. It's 11 a.m.
Oh, shoot.
You got a package. I'd bring it to you, but you said, don't touch my things.
She goes into the living room and sees a beautiful pink and white striped box with her name and address in calligraphy sitting on the table. When Annie opens the lid, Canon in D plays and a real butterfly flies out. Inside the lid, it reads, "A shower for Lillian." In the box, there's a chocolate sculpture of Lillian and Doug as bride and groom, a candle that has 2 wicks, and on the outside, Lillian and Dougie, twin flames, an Atmosphere special edition. A stunned Annie takes a card out that reads, "A shower for Lillian." She opens it.
Please join us for a person brought to the home of Helen Harris. Sorry. To celebrate the marriage of Lillian Donovan and Douglas Price, let us shower Lillian with gifts and love. Respond, say.
It's responsive. It's RSVP. That's all. The butterfly lands on her face. Interior, Cholodeki's day. Annie stares at wedding rings on the counter.
Excuse me. Morgan.
Annie looks up. A snotty 13-year-old rich girl stands at Annie's counter with an iced coffee, chewing gum. I'm looking for a birthday gift for my best friend. I want to get her a necklace that says "Best Friends Forever."
You sure you want it to say forever? I don't think you guys will be together forever. No offense, but the friends you have when you're younger, sometimes you grow apart. You'll get older, maybe she'll find a new best friend, and maybe she'll be more successful than you are and prettier and richer and skinnier. And they end up doing everything together.
You're weird.
I'm not weird.
Yeah, you are.
No, I'm not. You started it.
You started it. Did you forget to take your Xanax this morning?
God, I feel bad for your parents.
I feel bad for your face.
Call me when your boobs come in.
Call me when yours come in.
What, do you have like 4 boyfriends?
Exactly.
I'll have fun having a baby at your prom.
You look like an old mop.
You know, you aren't as popular as you think you are.
I'm very popular.
I'm sure you are very popular.
Well, you're just an old single loser who is never going to have any friends.
You're a little CUNT.
Cut to interior Dawn's office day. Annie stands across from Annie. That'd be a neat trick. And Dawn stands across from Annie, who finishes cleaning out her locker. She sadly starts to leave.
I'm sorry. Let me tell my mom, okay?
I already told her.
Is she mad?
Mm-hmm.
Dawn walks out disappointed. Interior Annie's car continuous. She sits in her parked car, listening to a message on her cell phone.
Hey, Annie, it's Rhodes again. Since you aren't returning any of my calls, I assume you aren't interested in spending any more time with me, which is fine. So don't worry, I won't be bothering you ever again. Get those taillights fixed.
Rhodes hangs up. Annie looks confused and torn, unsure if she made the right decision about him or not. Interior Annie's bedroom day. Bryn and Gil sit at the edge of Annie's bed.
We'd like to invite you to no longer live with us anymore.
What do you mean? I don't get it.
We decided it's a bit immature for a grown-up brother and sister to still be living together with a roommate at this age. We look a bit silly, don't we?
Pathetic.
So we're actually going to live together alone, without you.
You're moving out.
Annie absorbs this.
She's not moving.
She will be, eventually.
She has to. You have to go.
Bryn touches Annie's leg to console her.
Oh, that's prickly.
Exterior Judy's house day. Annie gets out of her loaded car. Her mom meets her in the driveway.
Remember when you thought I hit bottom? That wasn't bottom. Mama. What's my mama?
Who's
I think it's Vicky.
Judy?
Vicky.
Oh, come here. We're going to have fun. I, for one, am really glad you're here. And guess what just came in today on the Netflix? Castaway, Tom Hanks. It's like Forrest Gump, but on an island. Oh, you're going to love it.
Exterior Milwaukee Street day. Annie stands outside the closed Cake Baby storefront. The sign has been vandalized to read Cock Baby. Interior exterior Annie's car day. She drives past a stone column inscribed The Harris House, established 2006, and proceeds through 2 huge wrought iron gates that lead to a beautiful plantation-style tree-lined driveway. Her jaw drops. At the next stop sign, a butler appears with a tray.
Are you a guest of Helen Harris III?
Yeah, I guess so.
The shower's over the second bridge. Pink lemonade?
He hands her a crystal glass of pink lemonade with a large orchid sticking out of it.
I don't have a cup holder.
But he has moved on to the next car. Annie struggles to drive while holding the 2 full glass. She is annoyed.
Pink lemonade. Nice touch.
She takes a sip.
God damn it, that's good. Jeez, that's fresh.
Cut to exterior Helen's estate day. Annie arrives at the main house straddling a white horse with a horseman leading her on foot. She struggles to dismount. The horseman looks annoyed. The front door is swung open by 2 attendants. As Annie enters the mansion, groups of girls pass by her. Who's the shower girl?
Anyone. We didn't say. We said all, but I didn't expect it to be this long.
This is the most beautiful shower I've ever been to. Can you believe this? Did you see the party favors? What a good friend.
Helen's house is all cream and white with gold. Couches are puffy. Art hangs everywhere. The house of a very rich person. Exterior Helen's estate backyard day. Annie walks into the backyard and stops, jaw dropping. Annie's POV. It's all of the Paris shower ideas she told Helen, but huge and over the top. Decorations to make it look like France are everywhere. A trio with an accordion player plays French standards. Live swans and bunnies mill about. Attendants in full French outfits ready to serve. A giant cake shaped like the Eiffel Tower. In the middle of everything stands an 8-foot tall heart cookie that says Lillian and Dougie in puffy pink cursive. Reveal a gorgeous four-tiered chocolate fountain. Girls are around it, dipping in strawberries and smaller cookies, laughing. Annie takes it all in, shocked. A waiter offers her champagne.
Would you like some champagne? It's French.
Yeah, no kidding.
Hey, Annie, you're here.
Yeah, I'm here. I was invited, right?
No, yeah, I just meant you're here. Like, you've arrived.
Well, here I am.
Can you believe this? Isn't this amazing?
Yep. Yeah, it's nice.
Awkward silence.
Are we okay?
Yes.
They
both speak at the same time.
Sorry, I haven't
I haven't called back. I've been swamped. Forgive me. There's just lots of organizing.
I'm reading the wrong thing. I just didn't want to bug you, but I just have so much to tell you. I totally understand.
You look great.
You too.
So you're cool?
Yep.
And we're cool?
Super cool. We'll talk later, right?
For sure.
Awkward silence.
Okay, great. I have to say hi to my mom. I have to say hi to my aunt or she'll get mad at my mom.
Lillian runs off. Annie watches her go, frustrated by the brief encounter. She stands there alone. Interior, Helen's great room later. Lillian is opening presents. She opens a box filled with beautiful towels.
Rita, you got all our towels?
Oh, love you, kid.
Rita takes a picture. Lillian then grabs a gift, obviously from Annie. It's quirky, homemade, tons of bows, doesn't look like the other.
I know who this is from. I can tell by the wrapping.
Lillian unwraps it, smiling. Inside is...
Oh, it's us, Annie. It's a box of all my favorite things from stores I love in Milwaukee. Oh, this is so unbelievable. Wilson Phillips. I love Wilson Phillips. We listened to Hold On probably 10,000 times when I got my driver's license. Oh, this is such an amazing gift. Thank you.
They share a moment. Annie looks pleased, throwing a smug look at Helen, shrugs like it was nothing. Helen looks a bit self-conscious.
Now I feel bad. I've been so busy putting the shower together that all I did was get you a card.
Helen hands her an envelope.
Ellen, you threw me this shower. That's more than enough.
Lillian opens the card and reads it. Helen exchanges a look with Annie and then in shock.
Oh my God, Helen? Honey, what is it? Helen's taking me to Paris.
Got you. Just a little pre-wedding vacation. And while we're there, we're going to meet your wedding dress designer and have a fitting.
Paris? You got me a trip to Paris?
Lillian jumps up and down, then grabs Helen and hugs her tightly. Annie watches them, then something finally snaps.
Are you freaking kidding me? They're in Paris?
Annie, what are you doing?
I told you she wanted to go to Paris. I told you Paris. I told you all this stuff.
Annie, calm down.
No. What? You're gonna go to Paris with Helen now? You're gonna ride around on the bikes and berets and baguettes in a basket in front of your bikes? How romantic. What woman gives another woman a trip to Paris? Am I right? Lesbians. We're all thinking it, aren't we?
Rita and Becca are uncomfortable.
I mean, I'm not.
I was.
Yes, we're all thinking it, right?
Annie.
Lillian, this is not the you I know. The you that I know would have walked in here and rolled your eyes and thought this was completely over the top, ridiculous and stupid. Shower. Look at that cookie. Do you really think this group of women would finish that cookie? You know what? It reminds me, I don't think I ever got a piece.
Annie storms outside. She takes a swing at the cookie, punching it.
Stupid fucking cookie.
She rips off a large hunk, shoves it in her mouth.
Delicious. Oh, it's better if I dip it in chocolate.
Tries to take the cookie off its stand and carry it. It's too huge. She falls backwards and the cookie falls on top of her. Annie punches her fist through the cookie and struggles awkwardly to get out from under it. She storms over to the chocolate fountain and tries to tip it over. It's way too heavy. She starts to empty the hot chocolate with her hands onto the ground.
Oh, this what you want, Lillian? Nothing says friendship like 1,000 gallons of unsanitary chocolate. It's so hot.
Everyone is watching Annie. She is fighting and punching the air like a crazy person, chasing a swan. A little girl starts crying. Lillian storms outside, seething.
Annie, what are you doing? What is going on?
What am I doing? How you been? You would have no idea. Well, let me fill you in. Ever since you got engaged, everything has turned to crap.
This is supposed to be my time. You have managed to ruin every event in my wedding. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. It's all her fault, not mine. You would know that if you got your beautiful haired head out of your butthole, which in fact, out of her butthole, which I'm sure is perfectly bleached.
It is. And you know how I know? Because I went to the fucking salon with her and I got my asshole bleached too. And I love my new asshole. Why can't you just be happy for me and then go home and talk behind my back like a normal person?
Oh, I am happy for you, Lillian. I'm very happy for you. I wish you well, and I won't bother you anymore.
Are you kidding me? Annie!
Annie storms off back through the house, her hands and forearms completely covered in chocolate. Lillian soon follows. Annie walks fast through the lobby on her way out the door. The doorman offers her a party favor, a puppy.
Party favor?
No, she does not get a party favor. She does not get a dog.
Annie walks out. Lillian follows her, upset.
And if you're going to act like this, don't even bother coming to my wedding.
And he looks at her and then is gone. She hangs in the air. Lillian turns to see all the women standing behind Helen.
I'm proud of you, Lil.
Shut up, Helen. Anyone else have anything else they want to share today?
No one says anything. Then Megan's hand shoots up.
I took 2 dogs already. They're in the back of my van.
Interior Annie's car day. Annie is pissed. Driving down the highway, she looks over as Megan's van speeds past her, packed with dogs who are looking out the windows, sitting on her lap, laying on the dashboard. As she stares at the van, a porcupine crosses the road in front of her. She slams on her brakes to avoid hitting it, and boom! Annie is rear-ended hard. The driver behind her then backs up, peels out, and drives away.
Hit and run. Classy. This is perfect.
Her car won't start. She puts her forehead on the steering wheel and is at her wit's end. Exterior highway day. Rhodes is looking at the damage. He's distant but dutiful. Well, I can't say I am surprised. I did tell you to get your taillights fixed.
I know.
And now, here we are.
Look, I've had a horrible day. I don't need a lecture from you right now. Helen just...
This didn't happen because of Helen. This happened because you didn't get your taillights fixed. Pretty simple. Do you know how crazy that makes me, seeing you drive past night after night and you still haven't got those effing lights fixed? Do you know how frustrating that is? There's a simple solution and you didn't do it. Your problem, Annie, is that you just don't understand that you could hurt people with these broken lights. Don't you see how irresponsible that is?
Yes. And I should have got my taillights fixed, but I didn't.
Don't worry about it. Seriously, your message was received.
Please, I don't know what's going on with me right now.
It's fine. Don't bother. What is done is done.
Look, no, I'm just in a weird place right now. You were so nice, and I feel like you...
Like I said, don't bother. What is done is done. He turns and starts walking toward his car. Annie is stunned.
So, what, that's it?
Yes, that's how it works.
Well, come on.
For the record, Annie, You flirted with me. You made me feel like you really liked me, which is really unfair. Then you came home with me and we did stuff, fun stuff, and then you left like it was nothing.
Oh, please. I know how guys do this thing, how they act. 1 minute it means something, next minute it doesn't.
Right. You've got it all figured out. How's that working out for you? Pretty good? Rhodes stops and turns to look at her, unsure. Just then, Ted screeches up in his Porsche.
Boom, what's up, fuck buddy? You called for some roadside assistance.
Rhodes' face drops.
Thanks, officer. I can take it from here.
Come on.
I didn't have anyone else to call. I didn't know you were going to show up.
That's the problem with cops, Annie. They're never there when you need us. Rhodes gets into his car and drives off.
That cop talks weird.
Annie looks defeated, then sighs.
Come on, dingus, tick-tock. I have shit to do.
She sadly gets into Ted's car. Interior Ted's car moments later.
Thanks for picking me up.
Not a problem.
Were you busy?
I mean, it is Friday. You look tired, but if you're tired, you can totally lay down in my lap if you want.
What?
Just take a little lap nap if you want. You know, open for biz.
Annie looks at him, thinking, then,
Can you please pull over?
Oh, even better idea.
No, just please stop the car. I want to get out.
No, it's super gravelly out there.
Please pull over.
Why?
I just realized I'd rather get murdered out here than spend the next half hour with you. Now, please stop the car.
Annie, it's called humor. Learn about it. Besides, I would never last a half hour.
Ted pulls over. Annie gets out, grabbing her purse. She closes the door, straightens her sweater, and heads off down the shoulder of the road. He drives beside her.
You used me. Okay, fine. You are no longer my number 3.
Interior Judy's house, living room night. Annie sits on the couch watching Castaway. It's the tear-jerking scene when Wilson, the volleyball, is floating away from Tom Hanks. He's losing his friend. Annie is sobbing. The doorbell rings. Annie opens the door. Megan is standing there with 7 puppies from Helen's shower on leashes.
I'm coming in.
Megan barges into the house with the dogs leading the way.
Heel, 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 heel.
Interior Annie's mom's living room moments later. Megan puts the dogs on the porch, then closes the door. Then she sits on the couch with Annie.
Heel, heel.
How many did you take?
Oh, I took 9. I overcommitted with this whole dog thing. I'd probably be more comfortable with 6. It's a lot of energy to deal with, but you wouldn't know that because you haven't been returning my calls.
And say what? Hi, I can't get off the couch. I got fired from my job. I got kicked out of my apartment. I can't pay any of my bills. My car is a piece of crap. I don't have any friends.
Megan stands up and starts pacing and gets in Annie's face.
You know what I find interesting about that, Annie? It's interesting to me that you have absolutely no friends, because you know why that's interesting? Because here's a friend standing directly in front of you trying to talk to you, and you choose to talk about having no friends.
You know what I mean.
You know what I think?
She pokes Annie, then continues to prod and push her as she talks.
You don't want help. You want a pity party.
No, I don't. Stop it.
You're an asshole, Annie.
Megan shoves Annie.
Ow! What are you doing?
What? Am I bothering you? I'm life. Life bothering you? Life's hard, huh? Life can push you around. I'm your life. You're gonna let life bite you on the ass?
Then Megan sits on top of Annie and holds her arms.
I'm trying to get you to fight for your shitty life and you won't do it. I'm your shitty life, Annie.
Annie smacks Megan hard in the face.
Oh my God. I'm sorry.
Megan looks like she might get mad, but then she smiles.
I'm not. Nice hit. Glad to see you've got a little bit of spark in you. I knew that Annie was in there and somewhere. Look, I think you're ready to hear a little story about a girl named Megan who didn't have a very good time in high school. I'm referring to myself when I say Megan. It's me, Megan. I know you look at me now and think, boy, she must have breezed through high school. Not the case, Annie. This was not easy going up and down the halls with. They used to try to blow me up. People used to throw firecrackers on my head in high school. Firecrackers. Literally, not figuratively. They called me a freak. You think that I let that stop me? You think I went home crying to my mommy? Oh, I don't have any friends. I did not. You know what I did? I pulled myself up. I studied hard. I read every book in the library. And now I work for the government and have the highest possible security clearance. Don't repeat that. I cannot protect you. I know where all the nukes are and I know the codes.
I won't say anything.
You would be amazed. A lot of shopping malls. Don't repeat that.
I won't.
All right. I lost my place.
93.
I have 6 houses. I bought an 18-wheeler just because I could. You lost Lillian. You got another best friend sitting right in front of you if you'd notice. You need to stop feeling sorry for yourself. I do not associate with people that blame the world for their problems because you're your problem, Annie. And you're also your solution. You get that?
This hits Annie. Annie's speechless. Megan exhales, winded.
Yes. I just miss her, I guess.
I know you do. I know you do. Come on. Bring it in.
They hug.
There's the Annie I know is there. Oh, God, Annie, wash your hair. You've got to wash your hair.
Interior Judy's house kitchen later. The kitchen is a mess as Annie's bakes something, very focused. Interior Judy's house bedroom moments later. Annie walks up and smiles at her mom.
What's going on?
Annie hugs her mom.
Nothing. I love you.
Interior Bill Cosby's body shop day. Annie stands looking at her fixed and cleaned up car as Bill Cosby, a big pleasant mechanic in his 50s, writes her bill. Judy sits reading an ancient magazine in the waiting area.
Wow. Looks fantastic. Boop.
Rhodes and I worked out a deal way back, so it's on the house.
Are you serious?
Annie sees something warm in him, sparks an idea. She walks over and grabs her mom, drags her over.
This is my mom, Judy.
Annie motions for her mom to talk to Bill, then leaves.
Wait, don't I know you from AA?
Oh my gosh, you made that artichoke dip, didn't you? It was just delicious. They smile at each other, happy. Exterior Rhodes duplex day. Annie puts a cake box on the stoop in front of Rhodes' front door. She looks pleased, then rings the doorbell and runs back to her car. She ducks down. Rhodes opens the front door and looks down. It's a cake shaped like a carrot that says, "I'm sorry." He stares at it and as Annie watches. Then he heads back into the house and closes the door, leaving the cake out there. Annie, deflated, heartbroken, she drives away. Exterior Rhodes duplex nights. Annie drives past Rhodes' place. She sees the cake still sitting on the stoop, then continues on sadly. Exterior Rhodes duplex day. Annie drives past the house again. The cake is being eaten by raccoons, still sitting in the same place on the stoop. It hurts her. It hits her. She lost him. Interior Judy's house morning. Annie is sleeping. Judy enters in her bathrobe.
Are you sure you're not going to come with me today? It's Lillian's big day.
She doesn't want me there.
Okay. I'll fix you a tuna fish sandwich.
Oh, it's 8 a.m.
Well, you could put syrup on it.
Interior Judy's house sometime later. Ding dong. Annie answers the door in her clothes. It's Helen. She starts to close the door. Helen stops her.
I know.
What do you want?
I was wondering if you knew where Lillian was.
What do you mean?
She disappeared after the rehearsal dinner last night. I can't find her. We've looked everywhere.
What?
She's missing. Can you help?
Wait here. I think I know someone who could help. I'll get my keys.
Interior Annie's car day. Helen and Annie are driving. It is beyond awkward.
I just don't know what could have possibly gone wrong. Everything was going smoothly. The dress looked fantastic. It had come in from Paris. Doogie was being great and very helpful. I had organized everything to the last final detail. I just don't know what happened to her.
Oh, you don't know? You don't know, right? Well, you're her best friend. It's weird you don't know. You guys are so close.
Annie, I want to apologize to you personally for all the things that have gone down. I know I hurt you and that created a distance between you and Lillian, and I want to apologize for that and everything that has happened at the shower with Las Vegas.
Okay, I don't want to hear anymore, honestly. I just don't want to talk to you.
As Helen starts to talk, her face is starting to get red and her eyes are welling up. She fights to remain completely composed.
Barry never wants to talk to me either. He travels a lot, like all year. I'm basically just by myself.
I don't feel sorry for you.
You know, I really like that original dress you picked out at the bridal store. I thought it was beautiful. You have really lovely taste.
Thanks, but it's a little too late for that.
Helen's hands and body contort and her face gets redder and sweatier.
And I don't think that Brazilian food really gave us food poisoning.
No, it did.
No, I don't think it did.
It was the food. I pooped my pants.
I don't think that was your fault.
No, that was my fault.
I think people only ask me to do their weddings because I'm good at organizing parties.
Helen is now beet red and looks almost like she's in pain as she fights with every muscle in her body to remain composed. Annie looks disturbed.
I don't have any female friends.
Helen is now crying and not pretty. Annie cracks a smile.
Why are you smiling?
It's the first time I've seen you look ugly. It makes me kind of happy.
I look ugly? No, I don't. I don't really look ugly.
You're an ugly crier. That's okay.
I'm not really an ugly crier.
Just a little bit.
Ruin my makeup. I still look pretty, right?
Exterior road day. Rhodes sits in his car at his post reading a newspaper. Annie's car pulls up next to him.
Rhodes! Rhodes!
Rhodes starts to roll up his window.
He's ignoring you. Officer, roll down your window. Excuse me, please.
Rhodes, I know you can hear me and I know you're mad at me, but I need your help. Please.
Rhodes lifts up a sandwich to his mouth and takes a casual bite, flips to the next page of his paper, icing Annie.
You know this guy?
Annie stares at him, thinking, then drives away. Exterior road continuous. Annie's car speeds past Rhodes. He takes another bite of his sandwich, ignoring her. Helen is scared.
What are you doing?
Trying to get his attention.
Annie looks back and turns the car around. She's going to try again. This time she honks the horn and flashes her headlights, speeding past even faster. Rhodes folds his paper into a square and prepares to do the crossword. Annie turns around again. She screeches to a stop. Exterior road continuous. She speeds by Rhodes again, this time swerving all over the road. She yells at him.
Speeding! You better pull me over!
Rhodes really wants to, but instead takes out a pen and starts doing the crosswords. Really? Annie speeds by again and again, throwing a bunch of trash and Diet Coke cans out the window, blaring music, drinking a 40-ounce, doing a donut in the middle of the road, burning rubber, sending up a cloud of smoke. He fights to continue to ignore her. She finally pulls up behind him and taps the back of his car. Rhodes sets down his crossword and turns on his flashing lights, makes a siren, gives one small sad bloop, and then quickly gets out of his car. Are you crazy? All that stuff? That would have been dangerous for a good driver.
I'm sorry. I need your help. We can't find Lillian.
How long has she been gone?
She's been missing for like 12 hours.
12 hours? That's not a missing person until at least 24 hours. Have you ever seen CSI? 24 hours. Let me get on with my job, Annie.
Nathan, please. I really need your help.
What do you think, Helen?
Please, Nathan.
Who's this one?
This is Helen.
Rhodes is immediately speechless. Hello, Helen. I've heard wonderful things. Exterior Rhodes' car, moments later. Rhodes is on his phone as he types on the car's computer. Annie and Helen stand watching. Okay, thanks. We've traced her cell phone to the corner of Craner and Rose. Do you know where that is? The girls are quiet and perplexed, talking softly to each other.
That's her apartment. I thought you said you looked there.
We did last night.
So you're saying she's at her apartment? That's what you're telling me?
She must have gone back after you left.
God, that was crazy of her.
Thank God. Thank you. Let's go. Let's go.
We found her. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to waste your time. That's embarrassing. Thank you.
No, you're welcome. This is the kind of stuff, the high octane stuff that made me want to be a cop. Missing girl found at her apartment. It's adrenaline pinching.
It's nice to see you.
I'm glad that you got your taillights fixed. Means I won't have to stop you again. Annie reads between the lines. It's over.
Annie, let's go.
Anyway, go and save your friend from her apartment. He sits in his car. Annie looks like she wants to say more, but can't. She gets in her car, then drives away. Helen looks at Annie, then out the window at Rhodes. Helen's POV. Rhodes stares after them, looking bummed. Exterior Lillian's apartment building day. Annie's car pulls up in front of Lillian's apartment building. Her car is there. They start to jump out.
Do you mind if I actually go by myself?
Helen understands and nicely nods. She gets it. Interior Lillian's apartment day. Annie, with her own key, unlocks the door and walks into the apartment. It's quiet.
Lillian? Lil?
After a beat, she hears a small groan. Annie walks in and sees the outside of Lillian in bed. She's completely covered from head to toe in her comforter.
Lil?
Go away.
Annie sits on her bed and pulls the cover off of Lillian's face.
What happened?
Lillian has been crying and continues to.
This whole wedding is fucked up. Helen took over everything. Everything's gotten out of control. My dad can't afford the wedding. This has been really hard to do without you. It's been shitty.
I'm sorry.
Nope. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I kicked you out of my wedding. It's my fault.
No, it's my fault. I think I'm the one with the mental problems.
Yeah, wasn't it my turn to be crazy? The bride's supposed to be crazy.
Yes, technically.
You kind of stole all the crazy.
I out crazied you. Everything is going to be okay.
How do you know that? At the rehearsal dinner last night, I told Dougie I had to get Q-tips. And all of a sudden, I was driving here. I came here. I realized this is the last time I'm going to be here with that couch and this bed, taking a bath in my bathtub. You know how much I love my bathtub.
It's a good tub. Slept there on my 30th birthday.
I remember. Everything is going to change. I'm not going to get to live 5 minutes away from you. That makes me so sad.
Annie soaks this in, and although sad, sees this is her time to be there for Lillian.
Don't be sad. Things are going to change, but they'll get better. You're going to take this huge, great, beautiful step. Dougie loves you more than anything. So do I.
What about you? What's going to happen to you?
Annie realizes she's going to be okay.
I'll be fine. And don't worry. I am fine. Besides, you need to blaze the trail for me and then report back and tell me what's coming.
Whatever you say, boss.
They smile and hug.
Come on, put on your dress and let's go to your wedding.
That's the other problem.
Cut to interior Lillian's apartment, same. Lillian entering in the most over-the-top couture wedding dress ever imagined. Annie immediately starts to laugh.
Don't you dare laugh.
Annie cracks up. Lillian joins her. It's ridiculous.
I cannot wear this dress.
Oh, don't panic. Lil, we'll fix it. We'll tweak it. I will not let you walk down that aisle unless you look perfect and beautiful. I promise.
You have a chainsaw and a blowtorch? I think this whole wedding is going to be a disaster.
No, don't say that. If Helen had anything to do with this wedding, it's going to be perfect and tasteful.
Lillian nods and gives Annie a grateful smile. They're both happy to be friends again. Exterior outdoor wedding night, dramatic lighting and music. A minister is giving the vows to Lillian and Dougie in front of a wall of fog.
Do you, Douglas Anthony Hastings, take Lillian
As the minister continues, pull back to see the bridesmaids and groomsmen are standing on ornate platforms that are sticking out of a reflecting pool. Megan has one of her dogs on a leash. It has a ring bearer's pillow on its back and wears a dog tuxedo. I do.
And do you, Lillian Grace Donovan, take Douglas?
I do.
Pull back more to see Lillian and Dougie are actually standing on the water as a laser light show is spelling out "they do" inside a beating heart on the fog behind them.
By the powers invested in me, I now declare you man and wife. You may now kiss the bride.
Lillian and Dougie kiss. Boom! Fireworks go off as the laser light show goes into overdrives. It's nuts. Lillian looks over to Annie. They exchange a smile that says, "We were wrong. This is crazy." Helen is looking around at it all, beaming. She couldn't be happier. Once again, she pulls out a mic out of nowhere. Helen.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, here with us tonight is Lillian's favorite band playing her favorite song. Put it together for Wilson Phillips.
And Wilson Phillips walks out singing. As the fireworks continue, the music starts. Annie is floored.
Really?
This is the last one, I promise.
Megan looks into the crowd, winking. John, the air marshal, winks back. Exterior wedding reception, hunt club night. The doors fly open. The bride and groom run down the stairs. Everyone is throwing flower petals and cheering. They say goodbye to the people, hug, etc. Lil hugs Helen, thanks her. Before she gets into the car, she looks for someone. It's Annie, who couldn't get close to the front. They find each other, share a smile. Lillian mouths, "Thank you," and waves goodbye. Annie watches as the car drives away. Lillian's gone. Megan comes up next to Annie, laughing.
What's so funny?
I put a loaded gun in Dougie's carry-on. TSA is gonna rip his ass apart.
Exterior hunt club parking lot night. Annie and Helen are saying goodbye.
Did you have a nice evening?
It was beautiful, yes.
What did you think of the wedding?
It was great.
Was great, right?
It was perfect.
Helen is relieved, followed by an awkward pause.
It was really nice meeting you.
Helen, it was really nice meeting you too. Hey, maybe one night the three of us can go to the Rock and Sushi together.
Thank you, Annie. I would love that.
Helen's eyes light up, touched. She then glances out to the parking lot, then smiles.
Annie, your ride is here.
Annie looks out. Happiness comes over her. Reveal Officer Rhodes standing next to a squad car like Jake Ryan in 16 Candles. Annie gives Helen a look of how? Helen just smiles and nods for Annie to head over. She does. How did it all work out?
Strangely well.
Good. I ate your cake that you left.
You did?
Yep, I had to fight some raccoons off, but that's okay. I'm pretty strong and tough, so it wasn't much of a contest. I'm just going to kiss you now rather than they kiss.
Officer Rhodes, please report to Northbrook Street.
Whoops, I'm on duty and I need to put up my uniform on. If I drive like this, they're going to think I stole the car. Care to ride along?
Sure, all right.
Annie walks around the car and starts to get into the front passenger seat. Where are you going? You have to sit in the back seat. Yeah, it's against regulation for you to sit in the front.
What?
Rhodes opens the car back door for her.
You're going to make me sit in the back seat?
Yes, come on. She goes around to the other side and she's getting in. Rhodes pushes her heads down like she's under arrest. Sorry, force of habit. He closes the door and jumps into the driver's seat. As the car pulls away, we continue to hear the conversation.
Can I please get in the front seat?
Actually, I'm afraid there is a warrant out for your arrest.
What? Why?
Reckless driving, littering, texting, consuming alcohol while operating a vehicle. You didn't think I was going to let you get away with all that, did
Can
you?
you at least put the siren on?
Rhodes flips the siren on and they drive off.
Thank you.
The end. Yay!
I thought
All
it was
right,
gonna be Wilson
everybody, let's do
Phillips.
these outros. That was so fun. You guys are so much fun. That was amazing. I think I had more fun than watching the movie with you guys. You hear you crack out. It's like the audience experience when you go to a comedy or something. So 9 minutes. Let's do our outros. Annie Angel Peterson.
I am Angel, and you can find me on most things under Angel CDP. I think it's my initials. And like, I don't know, I'm out there somewhere. I won't break into song. That's somewhere. Never mind. I'm not going to. Yeah, that's about it.
Great.
I'm just still writing. That's about all I'm doing right now. Just writing.
All right, keep on writing. I think we're all a little bit out there. But next, we have Erin Lillis.
Hello, you can find me at Ravie13, RAVIE13 on Twitter, and at erinlillis.com for finding me. Generally, you'll figure it out. Yeah, find me.
Find her.
Thank you.
And we have Vicky.
Hi, I'm Vicky Dykes. You can find me on Facebook under the name Vicky Dykes, and on Instagram, I'm YogaGramma7.
Woohoo. And Morgan.
Hi, Morgan Toll. You can find me on Instagram at Morgan Elizabeth Toll, or on YouTube on youtube.com/Streamily.
That is true. All right. And Petra Stedman.
Hello. At Petra Stedman on Twitter for as long as that's a thing. Please don't bother trying to find me on Instagram. I still don't have anything on my page. I'm working on it. I'm sorry.
All right.
Yeah, come find us wherever.
Yes. And you
We're a
can
talented bunch. And Jacob, what about you?
You can find me at jacobpatrick.com, but more likely here every Tuesday. So like, subscribe, follow. If you've stuck with us through this, you really should.
Like and
And
subscribe, Table Read Tuesday.
yes, and we'll be doing it again once a week next year, shorter episodes, doing some TV episodes, some still features. So come for that. And next week we have The Game, an awesome thriller. And for now, then we'll say, have a good reception after the wedding. And we'll be back after this intermission to do the after show for those who can come back. So, you'll get another alert. And we'll see you then. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Welcome to the bridesmaids reception, the after party.
Yeah.
All right. Great job, everyone. So who has thoughts about the script? Who has thoughts about the movie, the reading, all of it, any of it?
I don't know
All
if I
of it.
said that. Yeah.
Speech,
I don't know.
speech.
I'm just so happy to be here.
I'm also happy to be here, and I'm even happier to be here than she is.
But I'm actually the most happiest of all.
You can't be happier than the happiest, and
But I can be the happiest of them all. And that's me, the happiest of all of them. That's, yes.
give me that microphone.
Yeah, I'm a movie star
Oh.
in every plaza. I am so happiest. So we're just gonna call it there and move on.
I live at Disneyland. You can't get happier than me. Sorry.
Okay, fine.
Just kidding.
Fine. You win the freaking happy contest. You happy? Are you happy now?
Ironically, would that make him the winner or the loser if he says yes? I don't know. That's
All right, moving on. Since we're all happy. All right. Erin, were you about to say something about it?
No.
Oh, sorry.
I wasn't. You interrupted me with your happiness.
But other people other than her, who's I'm just kidding. All right, go ahead and go.
Who's not as happy as she is wants to say something. I don't remember.
I just wanted to say how great Angel was, first of all.
yes,
Oh,
absolutely.
That
Thank
was a
you.
blast. And you totally pulled and just the Annie in general. Oh no!
Oh, totally.
Thank you.
Nailed the comedy.
And okay, so for anyone watching, if anyone is watching, I don't get comedy other than watching it, but all I know is you can't force it. So that's the
A
only thing.
lot of it was in the script and you delivered,
Yeah,
and
good.
Petra was laughing, so
Yes.
it worked.
So much.
Oh, good.
And same with you, Aaron. Like those two different
Yes,
characters, I forget,
Aaron. Oh
Bryn
my gosh,
and
so funny.
whatever Melissa's name was in the script. I forget.
Melissa McCarthy. Yeah, Megan.
Megan.
So funny.
good.
Yeah.
And
Oh, and
everybody.
Froze.
It was a fun night. Like again,
It really was.
Petra cracking up, laugh. I don't know. I thought it, even though we had all our little mini intermissions, I
Unprofessional. Sorry about
thought
that.
it was great. It was fun. So
I
good
like
read.
it when people laugh or cry.
Agreed.
You like it
I'm
when
nice
people
like
cry,
that. When I'm acting, yeah, I sure do.
and that's what you want. That's the response you want.
Yes, I do. Okay, there's a little bit of a masochist in me, I guess.
Look what a sadist too. You're hoping to make people cry, Angel.
That's-
Don't you
what,
can be a switch. It's okay.
A little bit of
Aaron,
both.
man, you just couldn't take the compliments.
I know.
You like
I
you
just
you froze and
I
bailed.
froze right at the
Anyway.
end, just like last week.
You have to
The
go back
last
and
line.
you have to go back and rewatch the compliments there.
Oh,
Yeah, we were complimenting you because that was like spot on. So good.
I was. You were bringing it. I was bringing it with somebody has to bring it,
Everyone was bringing the gifts.
so we can all
Everybody was
also
bringing it.
bring it.
I mean, it was a wedding, so people are bringing all kinds of
It has been brought. Okay.
There was an entire gift table of wonderful performances, and
Yes,
we appreciate
everybody.
you.
Yeah,
Thank
it
you.
was
Notes
fun.
in the mail
Giant
sometime after
cookies.
first. Thank you.
Yeah, giant
Puppy
cookie.
for everyone.
Oh, yeah.
Giant frosted cookie shaped like what would it be? A script, I guess, a clapboard. what I don't know. What would our giant ridiculous inedible cookie be shaped like if we had one for table reads?
Video camera, a pen.
I think a script. I think a
Computer.
The
script.
Zoom icon,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
the flashing recording button.
So yeah, I don't know if I mentioned it on here, like on the recording part, that how almost spot on this script was with how with the movie, and that's rarely what you'll see. So yeah, it was pretty much almost word for word everything, and that's I think Aaron had mentioned. I think Aaron. Oh, good.
Yeah,
I thought you froze that for a moment. Mentioned that maybe it was written after the fact, after all of the.
I think it's just that as far as Judd Apatow's scripts go, he so rarely lets anything be cut that doesn't have to be.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Aaron was pointing out that she saw. You say, Aaron, 20
Oh
minutes.
yeah, if you can find them on YouTube. There's mixes of like all of the improv scenes where they just let them run.
Yeah.
And they're just like
I wanna see
different
them.
varieties of all the things that the people say. So I wonder how much is in the script and how much of the script that we read was put together after all the improv was done.
Yeah.
Maybe this is an editing script or not the original. What I also found interesting in this script was that there wasn't a whole lot of action description.
Yeah.
And you just kind of, they must have known who was playing what. Like, I mean, there's references to Rhodes, like not speaking with an American accent, but
And they left.
say
Yeah,
that
that was
Irish.
Yeah, that was Chris.
Yeah,
Chris
Chris
O'Dowd,
O'Dowd played
who's from the
IT crowd.
IT
Yeah.
And,
Like-
and they wrote it in. They're like, he was originally going to try for an American accent. They're like, no, go with it. And they just, I guess, kind of incorporated that in. So yeah, actually, now I'm wondering how much of this was like postscript. Oh,
Yeah,
Yeah,
there
the
was one
only-
part that was missing that I noticed. What's that?
On that point, I was gonna say the only thing to reference that was Ted saying like he talks funny, and that was it.
Yeah.
What were you saying?
And when he said, or she said, I didn't know that. I thought you had to be born here to be a cop.
cop. Yeah.
And he said, "Oh, it's because
So
I'm
strong.
so great. I'm so strong and wonderful." Yeah, the only part that I saw that was missed, and I was so looking forward to acting it, was when she drove by without a top on.
Yeah,
And
because
that
in
wasn't
the
the script,
movie, she does a bunch of random things. So like she drives by and like pretends to do a bunch of stuff as like Helen's steering the
Who's
car.
driving the car?
I saw it once like a decade ago, so please don't.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
I actually
Um,
listened to a podcast about the movie this morning,
oh,
and they were talking about how the Hangover came out while they were making it, like either just before they started making it. So originally I thought,
and that's
okay,
why
when
they
this
didn't
movie
wanna
came
do
out,
the
everybody was
Vegas
like, oh, this is the female Hangover. But
Yeah.
actually they had
Oh.
already written it. They were already filming it. The Hangover came out and it was all takes place in Vegas. So there was originally supposed to be a Vegas scene and they ended up just cutting it out.
Yeah, because it's like, what would be funnier if they didn't get to Vegas? Or what would be funnier than them going to Vegas? Well, what if they just didn't get to Vegas? And then they're like, actually, yeah, this can't be an original script then, or at least not the original, because they had like the entire, it's like 6 pages of this giant sequence thing that goes on, and Annie just gets progressively more and more upset when they go to Vegas, and they had to cut
I
it.
remember that happening in the movie, but
Oh no, they don't go. What
I
happens in the
know.
script, the version that we read is what happened. So that's what's weird actually. Now I'm curious. This can I saw like that, like I said, that giant list of people on the first page. I was like, now I'm wondering how where
Well, there's only a couple of writers on it, but those are like producers and stuff. But
you're right, but like
Morgan-
where in the production order does this script come? Because like there's a lot of this is almost verbatim beat for beat from the movie. So
Pretty
this is almost like a
In theory.
transcript and not like a shooting script.
Okay, Morgan,
theory.
yeah.
Theory.
Yeah.
It could have been written once they have already had everything together and submitted for awards.
Mhm.
So because you have to submit the script to the awards, and so they
Oh.
submit the script with the dialogue used in the movie.
Huh.
So just a theory.
So do you think they would have started with a script that was pretty close, or just kind of ideas and improv, or what?
I always wonder how improv scripts are written.
Yeah, I
It's just
think
like a block, like this is what you need to convey, do it.
Kind of, or well, again, that's why I'm saying, because like I remember there was it was a good like 5 or 6 pages. It was an excerpt that one of my friends got a hold of, and it was just like them on the plane, and then when they got to Vegas, and yeah, I just remember like Annie just gets progressively more and more mad. They're doing all this amazing, fabulous, super pricey stuff, and she's just getting more and more upset. Like this old woman, like I think rips off, like she goes to like get like nickels or something, and this old woman like puts like 1 coin in her machine and it hits the jackpot. She gets so mad at her, she like tries to go after her.
Why
But
do I
like,
feel like I've seen that?
Yeah,
That's
I feel like
so
I've seen that in a
weird.
different movie. No, that was my machine. That was my machine. I just left and the lady does. Like,
that happens
in a
so
movie.
often. That happens so often. It drives you nuts. But no,
I wish
it's
I
that's
were
what's
that
weird.
person.
Like now I'm wondering like if this is just, I don't know, some post filming like transcript almost that they put
Like,
up
I
as
think of
instead of
like Curb Your Enthusiasm, for instance, which is an entirely improv show.
yeah.
They must have scripts to now read.
Yeah.
Based on the episodes that actually premiered. So it could be something like that.
Yeah.
Where
Like
they
a
just
post shooting
needed
script.
something to submit.
Yeah.
And they may have liked the improv better than what they originally wrote.
I think, like you guys said, like there might be some that have like the rough ideas of the story beats or something, and they improv it. But I also think a lot of them, they write out a script, the writer, whatever, like this is what I want. But then they just allow the actors that are great comedians and stuff to riff with it, go with it, and like, all right, do a different take, do a different take.
So many great comedians in it.
Yeah.
So
I don't know how, this is just a guess, but so the thing I was listening to earlier said that, you know, obviously Kristen Wiig and Annie Mumolo, I think that's how you say it, wrote it. Annie was the passenger on the airplane.
Oh,
that is the co-writer of the movie.
The pregnant lady?
Pregnant lady on the airplane. Yeah, she's the other writer. And they also wrote Barb and Star Go to Vista Del Mar, which is hilarious if you've seen it, but it's also very, very big and broad and campy. So the podcast I was listening to today, I don't know if it was accurate or not, but it kind of was suggesting that that's what it would have been like if it hadn't been touched by Paul Feig and Judd Apatow, and that they prefer big, like, comedic cornerstone pieces of the script. So like the diarrhea scene and the plane scene would have been their cornerstone comedy scenes.
It
So
sticks in your mind.
yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, I mean that was largely at the insistence of Apatow to keep that one in. I don't think they originally had it like sketched, and it's like a lot of people were like, maybe don't go that far with girls, and it's like, no, they can absolutely do grossed out.
It's so memorable. It's so gross, but it also is hilarious in my opinion.
Yeah.
Especially
I love it because it just like it actually reminds me of my actual girlfriends.
Look away.
Yeah, like that is how we would do that.
Don't. It was so funny. And then when she walks out with the bride, I have to share this. When the bride walks out and she's like going down and down squad. Sorry, Sayla, my oldest daughter, but I did it. I said it. Anyways, 2 years old. Not 2 years. I think she was old enough to walk and run, but still had diapers on for part of it. And she's running across the church in this gorgeous dress, this beautiful dress, all frilly and like big out on the bottom. She's running across, and then she starts to slow down and squat a little bit. And then it's like the slow motion, and she just squats and stops for a couple minutes and then back up and running. Like, oh my gosh, I know what just happened there, honey. So it totally reminds me of that. And every time I see it, hilarious and awful all at once.
That's awesome.
Little easier to accept on a 2-year-old or 1-year-old. I can't remember. Must have been one. Yeah.
The interesting thing about this movie for me was that I saw it 3 times in the theater.
Okay.
And it was a different experience each time. Because the first time I saw it with my group of girlfriends we had just done a wedding. We had just all been bridesmaids.
Oh, nice.
So we were dying because it was just all so fucking accurate, the way everything was running. And we still quote it to this day. And like our friend got this big house, and we still joke that like, where's our lemonade when we arrive?
Yeah. Where's the butler?
And then I thought it was so funny. I took my best friend to see it a couple weeks later. You know, the first run was a full theater, everybody dying laughing. You were laughing so hard you barely caught all the jokes. Second time I went, it was like mid-run, still funny, still great, but it was catching a little more nuances. And then finally I took 2 other friends, end of the run, empty theater. They didn't laugh at all. They were like, this is just a sad movie about a sad woman. And you're like, oh, you're right. It is. If you don't have that audience laughing with you, it is kind of just a sad movie.
Yeah. Interesting.
And that's a great like example there of like the theater experience.
Yes.
Yeah.
Definitely gets a lot from the audience.
Well, it's like
I was saying this.
Like,
I only saw this after it had come out. I did not see it in theaters, and I did not think it was funny. Everybody raved about it. People were talking about it for weeks. And so I was like, okay, I'm going to finally rent it and I'm going to watch it. Yeah. And it was just me at home with my laptop. And I didn't think it was funny. Yeah. And I think it's just because you don't have
the people around you.
Audience.
Mm-hmm.
That
and if it was hyped up for you.
For women. I mean, women in film, we didn't really get to see them like this ever. And it's changed the way, and now so many more movies and comedies can be made with women in it.
But I definitely think it's like the home experience versus a theater experience is always going to be different. I mean, a theater experience, you're in a comfortable a home experience, you're in like a comfortable environment. You kind of chose it because it was a choice of yours, as opposed to like maybe a group of your friends all wanted to go see the same movie. A theater experience, though, you are influenced, at least in part, by the people that are around you. for better or for worse. If there's a lot of laughter and stuff like that, one of my favorite moments in Finding Neverland is where they have like all the little kids that they bring in. They set aside like X number of seats. They bring the little kids, and the little kids are finding it great. And then the rest of the adults in the audience, they start finding it, you know, funny, and they start seeing it through like, you know, that innocent eye. And I'm kind of like, I've been in theaters where that's the case. It's like you go, and I think Napoleon Dynamite, which I have not seen, but I've heard it used as an example so many times I have to reference it.
Yeah.
It is a good theater or group experience viewing movie. It is not a great movie on its own. I'm sorry if it's like your favorite or something like that, but it is a movie that intentionally leaves pauses, that intentionally leaves small gaps between stuff happening to allow for laughter. And it's
Just
like that's great if
stage.
it's a full theater and everybody's laughing their heads off. It's not so great if you're like, it almost drags. It's like it's
Right.
and there are
Comedic timing would be off for that.
Yeah, kind of
it's
like with the sick.
they intended it to be played effectively for people, and it doesn't really work in like a singular context. And then there are films that it absolutely, I think, was meant as more of an intimate viewing experience. And when it is played in a theater, although you want it to play in a theater so that movies like that get made, it almost loses something. It stops being like, you know, connective experience that you have with the film. But when you watch it at home, it's like this great moment and stuff like that. There are a few that are like that too.
It's interesting because like, oh, we were about to say something. Go ahead. I can
Go
come
ahead.
back. Okay. Remember, I was just thinking about, I never thought about that for a film. On stage and acting, that was one of the things we had to learn, especially with comedy. And yeah, so we doing this comedic show, and people would laugh, and if you went into your line too quickly, people would miss it. They couldn't hear it. So then you have to wait for the laughter to die down, but you can't wait till it's completely died down, because then it drags and it's like, oh, it's boring or whatever. So you got to find that nice little balance where it's just coming down, where they can hear you, but you let them laugh, and it rolls. And it's interesting to see that. And I never thought that they would do it in a movie, but I guess they do.
And it's kind of like when you watch a lot of sitcoms, like you see some on YouTube and they say, this is the sitcom without the laugh track. It just feels awkward, and you have all those pauses.
It would be weird,
and stuff like. So again, what do you guys think about laugh tracks and sitcoms and stuff like? Because what if Morgan? I mean, maybe not. Sorry to say your name, but like, if they added the laugh track to this in those empty spaces, or on Napoleon Dynamite for the at-home experience and stuff, to like allow you to laugh or feel that, or like.
I think a laugh track as a feature on a DVD would actually be a pretty smart thing for some movies.
You can turn on or you can turn off.
Yeah, turning it on or off, I think would be good. Have it be a choosable feature, but
like the closed captions. Turn on.
Yeah, I could totally see. Oh, those are always on in my house, but yeah, it's
me too.
I could absolutely see that. I don't know. Well, because it's also like there are a lot of
tell when it's a laugh track in a real audience.
Yeah.
Like, so many shows have live audiences now because you want that real authentic energy. It's something about the energy of the people. It's not just about hearing laughter.
Yeah.
There's a certain energy of, it's like you're connected to the people that are watching it.
I think that interaction and the back and forth, even if it's just like you're kind of feeding off of each other, it's this great symbiotic loop. Sometimes it's really good.
And it's fine to me, like if it's genuinely funny, which probably would happen more, like you're saying, with a live audience. But then sometimes when you can tell it's a laugh track, you're like, that is not funny at all. Like in any way, like why would they? It's like they're putting it there ironically or something.
I think it's in case they're always trying to manipulate you into it too.
Yeah, exactly.
Although, like what Erin was saying is that each time she went, she got little bits. So one in theater again, every time, like we'd have a run, and every time, sometimes I wouldn't get the joke until either the audience laughed, and then I'd be like, oh, or it would take the entire run, and at the like ending night or closing night, I'd be like, I never got that. Like I did. But yeah, all these little nuances that maybe you won't get, and different audiences laugh at different things. Yeah, it's very strange, and you could do it exactly the same way, but some audiences will get this joke, and some it's just it's really interesting the energy of an audience.
I have something I want to say, but go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, Aaron, did you want to say something? Did you start to?
Oh
There?
yeah. What was I gonna say? The it's interesting because if you actually look at this script, it is this breakdown of this woman who's literally at the bottom of the barrel. Like everything's wrong, everything's bad, and yet it is still one of the funniest movies I've ever seen.
I had a producing teacher that once said, tragedy is comedy.
Yeah, I think it's
Well,
like
tragedy
everything that,
comedy.
because you go in there and she's the like, just really looking at everything as if it's happening to her, and you go in as like as your sort of like narcissistic personality. It's all happening to you. That's why you feel like it makes so much more sense to watch it. Well, I mean, at least as a woman who has been a bridesmaid. And you watch this movie and you're like, I get it. This totally sucks. I've been poor. You know, all the time I'm using the "help me, I'm poor" gif on my favorites.
It's appropriate.
But one of my favorite lines, though, which I did not catch the first time until my friend caught it, was there's a colonial woman on the wing. She's churning butter.
So I didn't remember that. I was like, I know that she said something. I could not remember what she did, but that was actually way funnier than I was expecting. It was pretty good.
Also, listening to Vicky talk about breaking a blanket in half was funny.
Oh, I know. I'm sorry. Half the lines out of her mouth were just they were gold solely for the delivery. It's like this tiny deadpan Canadian is delivering these lines. It just brings it up a notch. It was so good.
Oh yeah.
Skipping back to Angel's point about like theater and stuff, I did notice that like when you have like smaller community theater, local or something like that runs, where it's like it's a you have like months and months of prep and then like 4 performances. So obviously like you know, okay, leave little pauses where possible or something, and if the joke's not getting picked up on, just move on. But I did have one longer run like when I was a kid, and they taught us to like listen for the reactions, and we started you started learning how to gauge like how long the pauses and the holds needed to be in certain places. And it's like the beginning of it versus like the end of it. Sometimes like the beginning nobody laughed, and then by the end of it everybody's laughing, or vice versa. You have like these jokes. It was a stupid little thing about an elf in a kitchen, and like everybody was just, I think it was probably more the mental image of what the guy was, just the delivery of how he said the line. Everybody laughed at the beginning, and then like by the time we'd been doing it for I think about 3 weeks, we were getting into the last week of it, and it's like hardly anybody was laughing, but they were moving on to like some other random part that I was like, I don't think that's funny at all, but whatever. But it was like the things that you look at, and then I think the whole canned laughter, which is like a pre-recorded laugh track versus an actual, you know, this is filmed before a live studio audience. Yeah, because you want that interaction. It's not always like that's where you get the woo.
Yeah, even the odd or the actors even getting to feed off. This is making me miss theater performance, because like you get the other actors to feed off of, but you also get the audience in real time.
Yeah.
So yeah,
it's
like even just in here, like you guys laughing makes
actually
roll the jokes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Fun.
I did a play in college that was a comedy, and I was the lead of the play, and I was panicking because I thought everybody else's part was funny, and I was like, my part is not funny. I don't get it. But because I didn't get that it was funny, it became funny to the audience.
Oh,
That
nice.
was one of the biggest lessons that I learned in comedy is don't think that you're funny.
Yeah.
Play stupid.
Yeah. I had sorry, were you going on more?
No.
Okay. The very first play that I was ever in, it was a comedy, and I was, I don't know, in my 20s, and I had no idea. I didn't know what comedy meant, but there was this veteran who was in his 80s, Sid. I can't remember his last name. Hilarious. He's so funny. He walks onto the stage and the audience will laugh. He's just got this way about him. And I thought, okay, well, I'll just kind of imitate him. And in my head, I'm thinking, I'm going to try to be funny. So he puts his hat down on the seat, and I thought it'd be funny to just sit on it. And it just was so awkward and terrible. And because I was trying to be funny, and it just doesn't work. You can't just try, you can't. Well, I don't know. I don't know if, like, I'm sure some people try to be funny because there's comedians who work at it and they're funny. But I think it's just if it's forced, and it was really forced, and it was so awkward, and I felt so embarrassed. And then I played it off like it was an accident, and it was just embarrassing.
And I think, like you're saying, like the comedians will work at it and work at it and work at it for it to feel natural. And
yeah.
I wonder if like this script would have been funny if we hadn't already seen the movie. Because I'm reading it in Kristen Wiig's voice makes it funny. But without that pre-knowledge, I don't know if it would have been funny.
Well, yeah. I think even just the comparison, because like I was able to kind of block out the movie. Like I said, I saw it once, and there are certain parts that stick with you that are seared into your brain.
Yes,
like a cow with a branding iron, and
almost smell it. It's so bad.
No, but there are other parts of it. Like I completely forgot about the dog thing. I was like, there was a dog. There was Now Rebel Wilson and Matt Lucas playing the just uncomfortable albino.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Children. That was uncomfortable. That sticks with me because I knew who at least one of those people were. And I'm like, okay.
It is funnier when you hear it in Rebel Wilson's voice.
Mm-hmm.
But I have to admit, you did it so well. It was like until she mentions like the whole English muffin thing. It's like,
yeah, I was like, I'm just gonna go with some different kind of accent because I can't do Australian.
Yeah, no, you did it well though. It's like it kind of takes the character in a different direction. That's the thing. It's like Angel wasn't trying to be Kristen Wiig, nor should you try. It's they are Kristen Wiig.
My daughter can do a perfect Kristen Wiig, not me.
It's not that people can't do like an impression, but it's like that's not what we're here for. We're here to don't get me wrong. I have absolutely attempted to do like, the voice or something of a character before, but it's like I would like to point out, I think we do a good job bringing us to the roles because it's like I commented I don't even remember how long ago now, but it's like somebody that was originally supposed to be cast. It's like if that person had been cast, it would have made the movie entirely different. There's the movie that we have, and that's great, but it's like just one person whose interpretation, their role would have been played differently, the experience of the overall film would have been affected. And for better or worse, it's just like I made the movie I made, you would have made the movie you would have made. And it doesn't make it better, worse, or indifferent. It's just two different experiences to be had. So that's the thing that I really like about this. It's like, I think to a degree, we maybe bring the influence, especially if we're really, really familiar with it and we know it. But otherwise, it's like you bring yourself to this, and I think that's a really important thing to remember. We are bringing
one of my favorite audition stories is this guy who was auditioning for this big burly type character, serial killer, and he's like, I'm not that at all. He was this very thin guy with like glasses, very nerdy, and he was like, I obviously can't play this big burly guy. So he did it his own way. And he played like a kind of a slimy, nerdy serial killer. And he was the one that ended up booking the role.
There you go.
So it's so important to always go into any audition or thing doing whatever you do best and not just what people are looking for. Because everybody's going to go into the audition room trying to do the part, but what's going to make you stand out and, show that you have talent is what makes you unique, and that's you.
Yeah.
That's actually what...
You go ahead.
Okay, if I remember that. So during the first little bit, while we were doing this reading, in my head, all I was thinking of is now I know why casting is so important, because I am screwing this up and it's taking all the funny out of it. That's how I felt. I thought like it's just I am not a funny person. But like I'm not saying that I'm just saying that because that's what was going through my head. And I was thinking about Back to the Future when they cast the wrong guy for the role first, and then they cast Michael J. Fox, and I thought, okay, I get it now. But I don't know. That's what was going through my head. So
Yeah, I'll quickly interject. I learned one thing in film school was called hedonistic calculus. I think I understood it incorrectly, but the gist I got was that, like, okay, in a certain period of time, they wanted the dumb blonde role, and they wanted Marilyn Monroe to play it, and they couldn't get her, so they got Kim Novak. So if you know Kim Novak, she comes across as like a femme fatale. She's still got the blonde hair, the curliness, but like completely different movie when you switch out Marilyn Monroe for Kim Novak.
Oh, totally.
So I was going to say, like, I've heard the things before, but I don't remember exactly. So any of you, please elaborate, make it better. Like they say, like when writing comedy, like be careful about wanting to change things later too much, because you guys might have thought it like was really funny at the beginning, but now later, like your third time watching the movie, fifth time watching the movie, you already know the jokes. You already know that they're coming. So maybe they might not be as funny as the first time. And when you say that and read it yourself, it might be the same thing. Like, oh, this feels old. This feels tired. This isn't funny. And you might just write a new thing. So it's like, be careful about that. And again, maybe that's why you have a table reader, other people to see if it's funny to them or it's fresh still or something.
I see we have just under 5 minutes remaining. I did have one quick, two very short things. One, skipping back for a little bit about like, you having both an understanding of the role you're meant to play, as well as how you would play the role comes in really handy. One of the Shirley Temple movies, I think it was Bright Eyes, there is another little girl character in that movie. And every single little girl that was going out for that role was like trying to out Shirley Temple. And you ain't gonna out Shirley Temple. So this girl who got cast, she's got long, straight, dark hair. And she walks in and she's just an absolute brat. And she's whiny and she's got this nasally little voice and she's just shrieking at the top of her lungs and getting like demanding attention. They're like, cast her. And it's like at that point you have to be aware, know your audience and know the role that you are going to play and what you can bring to it. The other random side thing, when I was a kid growing up in LA, we went to like the occasional premiere. Usually it was like an advanced screening, but one of the ones that I did, and I'm kind of annoyed that I didn't like have the foresight to know he was going to turn into like this, powerhouse of comedy later on. But I went to the premiere of Heavyweights, which was a Disney movie about fat kids at camp, and Paul Feig played one of the camp counselors. So he was at the premiere. There was a Sunday bar at the beginning at the front of the theater. I remember thinking that was so horribly unhygienic, but I didn't really care because it was amazing. I made like a triple decker. And I was sat next to the kid, if you've ever seen the movie, who plays the theater nerd, Philip, the redhead. And Paul Feig was like directly behind me and to the left, and his laugh is so funny. But I kept like turning around and going like, they were in the movie. And it's just, it's just the experience that you have. We're just like, okay, you just grow with it, famous people are people first. But yeah, it was just, had I had the foresight to go, hey, should you ever start making films on your own, sir? Would you keep me in mind? Really unusual name, probably easy to find. Should, I don't know, we ever have an ability to find people online? Just keep me in mind, if you wouldn't mind. My little 10-year-old self would never, but at the same time, it was a great event.
Little 10-year-old Petra in an audience, all excited.
Couple minute warning.
Yeah, 2.5 minutes. Okay. Do we want to do final thoughts, or do you guys want to come back in 5 and wrap up, or what do we want to do?
I feel like we can call it.
I think we can call it.
It's a late night.
It was,
I had a wonderful time. Thank you all for coming.
Comedies are usually shorter anyways,
Really beloveds, yes.
Yeah. You guys were a great
fun
bridal party.
Yeah, it was nice.
I might actually watch the movie again based solely on this experience.
And you weren't even gonna come.
I know.
I think it's on Peacock for free if you have that or somehow or whatever.
I don't. I'll
Peacock's in Canada. It's too cold.
Yeah. All right. See you guys at the next wedding.
Good night.
Bye.
Good night.